Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed in now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the 2010's Penny Bloom Film Awards. It is I, Colton Robertson, and today I am joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here, and on this momentous occasion as today, I'm even more proud to be here.
Oh, I'm mighty happy to be here for the 2010's Penny Bloom Film Awards. Yeah, so we've done this for the 70s, 80s, 90s, and aughts now. We're doing our 52-year journey through film, obviously, and we like to reflect on all the movies we've covered at the end of each decade with a good old-fashioned award show. So we will continue that tradition this week with our last decade's awards, because we will not be doing one for the 2020s. The 2020s will just be wrapped up into the overall awards. So that'll be exciting. So last decade awards here. We won't have another.
This is it. Yeah. This it was a good, I don't know what a decade it has been, though. We've had a lot of 4 9s up in here this decade. It's been a good one. So the way we do this, our awards, is we only consider those movies which we covered. And we had a good run of movies over the course of the last 10 weeks. 'Twas a pleasure indeed. Let me get all this stuff pulled up for you. So in 2010, we started the decade with Inception. In 2011, we moved on to Rise of the Planet of the Apes. 2012, we got Django Unchained. 2013, The Wolf of Wall Street. 2014, Interstellar. 2015, The Big Short. 2016, La La Land. 2017, Get Out. 2018, Blind Spotting. And 2019, Parasite. It's going to be a damn good race here for all these awards. As always, we got our typical best actor, best actress, best director, best writer, best supporting roles, etc., etc. But we've also got set design, costume design, best soundtrack, and then we've got the real fun shit where we branch into all the who's the best at being the best, who's the worst at being the best, who's the best at being the worst, who's just a fuck, just all the fun shit we do at that one. And so we start with the real deal shit. Are you ready to jump in? Oh, I'm ready, man. Yeah, we got a few more nominations to fill in if we want, or if we just want to stick with what we got.
I say, we finished the decade, and whatever was there. Like, if we didn't feel like it was worthy of being put up there, it wasn't worthy of being put up there. I think that's the way to approach it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I guess. Are we just gonna start with set design then?
I think we start as we usually do with set design here. So, right. our nominations this time around for set design, we've got Inception, Interstellar, La La Land, Get Out, and Parasite. Now this is a broad spectrum here, because a couple of them are predicated on the idea of just how incredible the CGI that they put forth was, like Inception and Interstellar. And, one of them kind of combines those physical aspects with the CGI aspects in Parasite. So, like, we got some pretty cool shit here.
Yeah, and I think the classic set design nom here is La La Land for, like, the, I don't know, like, I remember...
literally the sets of, like, Warner Brothers Studios and shit.
Yeah.
Had them walking through that. The jazz clubs.
There was, like, a montage of her, like, whenever it was, like, in that different... it wasn't in the real world.
Oh, yeah, the ending montage where they're going through what could have been, the what could have been montage. And, you see that plain white that entirely white room that they're in, dressed in their white suits and stuff, and then the way that shit evolves. Yeah, La La Land's got some pretty on the nose, incredible set design, I would say.
I'd say the first out here is Get Out.
Get out of here, Get Out.
But I mean, that's just not what the movie was really.
No.
It was just a house.
It had essentially one set. I mean, the rooms in that house, pretty fucking cool.
True.
That room that Daniel Kaluuya is locked up in whenever he's forced to watch the TV. That room is very strategically laid out. The surgical room. The general plantation-esque nature of the layout of the home and everything. It was but nevertheless
not bad.
Yeah, no, not bad by any means. There's a reason it got nommed. We have 6 slots for everything. Only 5 things got nominated. There's a reason it's here, it was worthy of such a thing. But I would agree that it was the first out, just because. And my next 2, funny enough, are the CGI heavy ones. Just because I feel weird giving them set design. I just wanted to recognize them for their glorious visuals. Inception and Interstellar are both so strong with where they have their story set. It's just that nobody had to build anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't really build the
4th dimension.
Yeah, that's a little tough there.
I mean,
these were the
whoever
2.
that was in the way future could.
These were the 2 that I was between. Whenever I was like my gut, because La La Land for like the literal sets and I don't know, they used it very well, but Parasite it
combines those CG and practical elements really effectively. That's getting hard because there's also the semi basement that they live in. That's that's a pretty strong set. That entire street, which I am under the impression when you're looking at it through the window, is part of the CGI element. But they did have that street obviously for the rain sequence whenever it was flooded. That's real shit, that's some real shit that they built there. Man, this gets hard when you start thinking about those side by side, Parasite and La La Land. Do you have a gut? Do you have a gut feeling?
It feels more right to go La La Land.
I tend to agree.
I think whenever it and maybe set design just kind of changes, whenever movies are completely CG. I don't know, whenever sets just aren't being built anymore. Eventually, maybe
right.
The CG set will be way more commonplace than actual sets, and then I don't know. But I feel for right now, it's impressive, and what Parasite did is amazing. But it doesn't really feel like set design.
No, yeah, everything in La La Land feels meticulously placed, even the stuff you're not thinking about immediately, Emma Stone's apartment. The living space she shares with her 4 roommates, the wall being painted to have a golden age movie star actress on it, and the fucking bathroom and the red lighting and the way that the green tiles and shit. It's just very particularly designed. So I tend to agree. La La Land was my gut from the get go. Parasite made it a little hard, but I think La La Land is the right choice there for set design.
Okay. All right, cool.
That leaves it with quite the succession, because the 70s, we got Star Wars. 80s, we got The Shining. 90s, we got The Truman Show. Aughts, we've got Gladiator. And 10s, we've got La La Land. So those will all be facing off in the Master Decade Awards, with every winner of every decade going toe to toe, and we'll decide who from the 20s will be joining that. Competition. But as of right now, that's the lineage for set design. With that, let's move on to costume design. Got some good ones here. Only 4 out of the 6 or 7 that we usually try to lay out for us. We got Django Unchained, Interstellar, La La Land, and Get Out. So La La Land and Get Out, a couple double noms here for the films. But crazy enough, again, I'm looking at this. My first one out is probably Interstellar. It's got some pretty cool. Yeah. It's got some pretty cool space suits and shit.
That's
about it.
That's about it.
And Get Out again. My second My second first out, I think. I think it was just...
I think the reason for the nom was like the imagery that was put forth through the costume.
It was
design.
very
or like
purposeful.
Even like the black cars that they were driving up in. You know, not a costume, I guess, but
when
like
Daniel
part of their kit,
when Daniel Kaluuya arrives, they're all wearing the black turtleneck thing that they've got going on, and then at the end when they're like, "Let's do the coagula surgery," they're like, "All right, everyone, put on your white turtleneck and eat your Fruit Loops with milk on the side."
Yeah, I think I was between two, but I think one I personally like just about. Like I noticed it while watching the movie way more, and that's Django here.
I agree.
Like whenever Django gets his first outfit, whenever he's like, pick whatever you want, and he comes out with that blue, like straight blue. Like I don't know, it was clean.
Oh, and there's also something about the period piece of it. You know, like these aren't clothes we see every day. La La Land has more of that aesthetic of stuff you might see in the summer with all the people you know. You know, but Django Unchained, you don't see that shit unless you are watching a movie. And this shit brought it to life perfectly. I felt like I was in that time period. I'm with you. I think Django Unchained is an easy winner for costume design, which is really cool. I'm glad Django Unchained's getting an award because it's in comparison to the rest of the decade, didn't do too hot, you know, as far as the ratings went. But I'm glad to see it get some love here in the award show. So I think Django Unchained's an easy win there.
Honorable mention for La La Land. Like I liked the 4 different color dresses for the roommates at the beginning. Like that was cool. Yeah,
that's someone in the crowd ensemble they've got going on. The yellow dress during the What a Waste of a Lovely Night. What a waste of a lovely night.
Man, I gotta... Ooh, I'm glad that you got me into the musical side of movies now. Cause it's fantastic.
I'm so excited for a couple weeks from now whenever we're talking Tick Tick Boom because that's only going to keep... It's only going to keep making us all happy and shit.
Well, speaking of musicals here, we got soundtrack coming up.
We do got best soundtrack next up. Oh, wait, let's go through the costume design lineage real quick. I forgot about that. 70s, Star Wars, once again, one costume design. Star Wars kind of dominated the 70s awards. Yeah. Kind of unfair, and I worry for the Master Decade Awards for how much our bias might come into play there. 80s, The Breakfast Club took the cake. In the 90s, The Matrix.
That's a good
The Matrix
one.
One costume design. In the aughts, Gladiator once again won costume design after it also won set design. So a couple repeats there in Star Wars winning set and costume, Gladiator winning set and costume, and then Django Unchained. So that'll be a fun comparison. I'm really intrigued to see who will actually come
very different
out on
movies.
top there. But
have like the slave era, the Roman Empire,
sci-fi,
the future, just 70 or what was the 60s, 50s,
80s
for breakfast. 8. Oh, I'm thinking of American Graffiti.
Yes, they were emulating the 50s while making a movie in 1973.
Yeah, and then another sci-fi out there. So yeah, we got a lot of different types of movies there.
Yes, indeed. But as you were saying, the soundtrack is our next category, and this one's another fun one. We got Hans Zimmer for Inception. We've got the Django Unchained soundtrack. We've got Hans Zimmer once again for Interstellar. Justin Hurwitz for La La Land. Michael Abels for Get Out, and Jung Jae II for Parasite. I don't know if
there's anyone credited for the Django soundtrack, but I don't know. Every time I look it up, there's not like a.
It says
person
I'm assuming it says like various artists or some shit like that.
Like there was a song made by Rick Ross and Jamie Foxx, and then like John Legend, and like it's just a bunch of just various artists.
Yeah, but as an avid listener of scores,
I don't think it'll win anyways.
Nah, Django Unchained. In fact, it might be my first out.
Yeah,
I think that might be the case. I did really like it, but there's much more I look for out of a score, and there are two really obvious standouts for me in this one. But I want to put some respect on the other ones first. Parasite, really great score. I think that one's it's mighty effective. I think they use it exquisitely well throughout the course of that movie, but it's not bringing me the chills in any moment just based off the music alone. In fact, some of the best moments in that movie are because of the silence when they have whatever happens happening. It is the absence of score that makes some moments heavy. While some of these other movies, it is the score that is making the moment. And I will get to that because it is major for that movie. But Michael Abels for Get Out, another great one. This one is another example of the music being used effectively, but again, because it is that horror, suspenseful thing, it is very brief. It's all very short, quick tones. It's all very, very on the nose. But again, not quite the music that's making that movie worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now there's three movies here that I like that even kind of deserve the discussion of who's going to win. There's two that I think it's between.
But the third is a good honorable mention here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's talk that one then. Hans Zimmer for Inception.
Yeah. The theme, like the main theme, it's basically just the main theme played different ways. Mainly through that, but there's some moments where it swells very well, and the mind-bending moments where it's
and the classic Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, and I mean, great. It's definitely third place here. It's not
no
not
doubt
in the discussion.
No doubt, but with the top two, it's tough because we got a musical score with Justin Hurwitz with La La Land, or what is widely considered one of the greatest scores of all time, and Hans Zimmer's Interstellar.
It is my personal favorite soundtrack of all time.
It's just got some really, really great fucking sounds, man.
Yeah. There's some songs where it's so recognizable of where that part was in the movie that it could get me to start to tear up a bit sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking of the movie and that's insane for a score to do that.
That's what you want. That's what you want a score to do, though. You know what I'm saying? And I think that also applies for me to La La Land. When you hear Mia and Sebastian's love theme, you hear that dun 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 dun. Man, ooh, that shit'll fuck you right up. It'll fuck me right up. I'll tell you that right now.
These are very different soundtracks.
Yeah, Interstellar has the grandiose, massive. It feels big. It feels like every moment is a big moment with the Interstellar score. While La La Land is expressly telling a story via the songs.
Yeah, I'm getting a good little list, and I'm getting those boom 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 of the Interstellar. Oh, dude, there's so many.
Shit whenever they're trying to manually get the locking mechanism on, yeah,
and he's spinning and he's holding it.
Yeah.
It's, oh, dude,
yeah, and I think it's paralleled with Murph doing some really intense shit, and it's oh my god, all this shit is so good.
I think he's doing that, and she figured out it was through the watch. I think at the same time.
Or is she about to burn down homie's crops?
Ooh, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's getting the kids out of there.
Yeah.
And getting them out of the house. That's right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. God damn. That's a good fucking score, man. That's a good fucking score. And this is hard. This is really hard. I actually am not leaning one way or another. I think that because they are so different. One of them is that is a musical, so it gets harder.
Do you prefer the Tick Tick Boom soundtrack or La La Land's more?
You've put me in a hole here because See, if you look at my like Receiptify, I've had Spotify for like 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at my Receiptify for like my all time, there's like 3 or 4 Tick Tick Boom songs on.
Wow.
There. It's like it's ridiculous. So I've listened to Tick Tick Boom a lot more. Yeah, I like Tick Tick Boom more. Like I like the songs more because I think Andrew Garfield's got a better singing voice than either of them. The songs were actually written by the guy who the musical is about.
Ooh, okay.
So like,
because I was gonna ask if it was Interstellar versus Tick Tick Boom. Like, is that?
I mean, I would have a hard time, but I do think I would go. I'm leaning more towards Interstellar here. I don't think I would be leaning towards Interstellar there.
Wow. Okay, that's what I was curious on. If you switch those movies, does Tick Tick Boom beat out Interstellar?
It comes for me. It comes closer. It comes closer. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but it comes closer just because. And that's the thing with the soundtrack thing is getting musicals involved gets really hard. We had the same discussion back in the 90s for Lion King, where we actually went ahead and just excluded it because it was a musical. We were like, it obviously deserves its respect, but we're not going to pick it. I guess
that one, those songs weren't. I mean, it's Lion King versus like a serious musical, or like a more serious.
Well, and there's also the fact that like Lion King was nothing but sung songs. You know, there are moments where the music swells and stuff, but La La Land has a lot more scored moments, not just musical songs that like everyone's going to be singing and some shit. You know, like they do play, and the one I point to is Mia and Sebastian's love theme. Like there are no words during that. That
one is so good.
Oh, the fucking what's the fucking place called? The observatory.
Ooh, where they had their first
where
kiss.
They have their first kiss and shit. Like Planetarium, that's what it's called. Planetarium is a gorgeous fucking song. No words in that. Summer Montage, another gorgeous song. You know that
City of Stars. Like
that shit's crazy. That shit's
crazy. Could we
crazy.
have a dual winner? It'd be nice if we could just say they both win here, and they're just so different that you can't say one beats out the other. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like
here's the thing:
for the first time ever, I would either be willing to go ahead and label a co-winner, or I'd be willing for the first time ever to actually flip a coin for a winner here. We've never done that for the award show. We usually pick because I've been like, nah, I think we can come to a conclusion. Here, I won't be able to. If you have someone where you're like, I think I'm leaning this way, I will go with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the thing I'm thinking of now is this winner is going to have to go up against Star Wars, Raiders, Jurassic Park, Avatar. I guess Avatar's not really on the same level as Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and Raiders.
No matter who wins here, they have to go against John Williams, 3 separate John Williams movies.
And I have a feeling Interstellar stands a better chance versus those than La La Land. And thinking of it that way, I would say of the 2010s, both of them win. Because they are just kind of different, can't compare them. But for the master, the winner that we will compare to the others can be Interstellar.
Isn't that kind of indicative of what we?
I guess so. Interstellar is
winner.
just the winner.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Because when you put it like that, I think you're right. Like I look at Interstellar versus those John Williams scores, and I go, "Oh, that has a shot." I look at La La Land versus those John Williams scores, and I go, "Well, I'm obviously going to go with one of my John Williams scores." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and that's a like crazy thing about this like award show is that like second place it feels like such a like a smite, it's so, like bad. But the thing is that it's still beating out in Inception and like like
Parasite,
I guess if it were,
which is a gorgeous score.
Like it's still second to the greatest movies. I mean, not we don't pick the greatest movie every year, but I mean, like, usually it's the biggest movie.
It's up there, you know. I think of the ones we had here, the best movie of 2010, the best movie of 2012, the best movie of 2016, 17, and 19. Like, I have no doubts about that for the score section. Those were some of our more legit choices of the decade. But yeah, I think you're right. Interstellar just has this atmosphere to it that's too, like I said, it's grandiose, it's huge, it feels important, you know, every second you're listening to it. But
I was about to say, like, imagine Interstellar without the soundtrack, but then, like, it doesn't really do much to compare to La La Land, because, like, if you take the soundtrack out of La La Land, then
you don't have a movie.
Yeah, it's just not even there. But, like, if you do take the soundtrack out of Interstellar, like, I think it's still a good movie, but I don't think you feel like the importance of certain events.
That is the premier example for me of a movie being enhanced by a score. Like, there are other like of these other decades we've had where Star Wars won in the 70s, Raiders won in the 80s, Jurassic Park won in the 90s, and Avatar won in the aughts. Any one of those, I think you can kind of change the score, and the movie probably stays roughly the same level of good. Maybe not Raiders. I think Raiders has an iconicism to it that is hard to separate from it. But Jurassic Park and Star Wars, I think those were a shoo-in to be kind of epic no matter what. Avatar, it had so much more going for it than the score. You know, like I think the 2000s were kind of a weak decade for our score nominations.
Yeah,
if I'm
that's
being
true.
honest.
Yeah, if Avatar's the winner, you know.
Yeah.
Like, because every other decade, it's like, oh yeah, that is a soundtrack in which I know of. It is iconic, and like the first three, Star Wars, Jurassic, and Raiders, or Star Wars, Raiders, Jurassic. Those are just some of the best soundtracks of all time.
And you know what goes right up there with those? Is Interstellar. That's just only right. It's only right that this wins the 10s. But with that, we get into the best section of our awards here for my money. My favorite part to do anyway. With Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, and Best Actor. So let's get into it. For the Best Supporting Actress category, we've got Kristen Milioti as Teresa Petrillo in The Wolf of Wall Street. Jessica Chastain as Murph in Interstellar. Come on, Murph! Don't go, Murph!
Get me to stay, Murph.
Oh. Don't let him go, Murph! Don't let me go! Stay! God damn, that's such a good moment. But again, that was a Matthew McConaughey moment, not a Murph moment. But Catherine Keener as Missy in Get Out. Betty Gabriel as Georgina in Get Out. Jasmine Cephas-Jones as Ashley in Blind Spotting. Janina Gavankar as Val in Blind Spotting. Or So Dam Park as Ki-jung in Parasite. I'm not going to lie to you, like, straight off rip, I'm between three, but I'm really between two.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like, the third one's, like, kind of in the same inception of the soundtracks realm for me. I'm going to put some respect on the other ones real quick, though. I love Kristen Milioti. That's that. You remember, like, I think it was the 90s awards where I nominated Keanu Reeves in the Best Actor, and, like, we got on there, and I was like, yeah, Keanu Reeves is easy the first one out, but I had to include him. I love him to death. That's Kristen Milioti for this section here.
Yeah.
I love me some Kristen Milioti, and she did great as Teresa Petrillo, but she does not get a chance to shine the way that a lot of these other actresses did get to. I mean, she did have one great scene, like we do with all of these actresses. We like to have the Oscar moment, what they would play at the award show when they show their nom, and her finding out that Jordan Belfort cheated and was in the car with Margot Robbie. And she's like, how could you do this to me? I don't even recognize you anymore. Like, that shit is fucking gas. She kills that. But
I guess the parts that she was in, like, yeah, she did great. It's just that she didn't have much of a role in the movie. You know, she didn't have the ability to really do what she could do. But
I agree. But yeah, I do love Kristen Milioti though. But had to go ahead and scratch her from the list here real quick. My next easy out, Catherine Keener as Missy in Get Out. Another one who just didn't have... I mean, she was in a lot of scenes, you know, but she plays this really stoic, kind of scary, off-putting character for a lot of the movie. Doesn't have to provide us a lot of depth. Is just kind of there. And not to say it was a bad performance. She got nominated here, you know, like that's she did fucking great. It's just that I felt like we got more range out of a lot of other actresses in this movie, in this category, and in the movie, as we do have another Get Out nom who I don't plan on talking about here in a second. But yeah, I like Catherine Keener. That was another one who I threw her in here because I generally like the actress. I've seen her in a lot of stuff, and she's a great actress. I just don't think that Missy in Get Out is worthy of the win here.
I agree. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you so far here. I think we'll have the same three that we're between at the end of this, so it's playing out correctly. So
and it's
far.
it's getting hard because now I'm like, okay, maybe it was like 4.
Okay.
Because the next one I'm gonna go to is Janina Gavankar as Val in Blind Spotting. I thought she was great in the scenes that she was in, but again, I think she kind of has that Kristen Milioti effect in this movie, where she was a prominent presence in the scene she was in, but there are just a lot of other performances that are like, oh man, they really killed that shit, so I'm gonna go ahead and have to pick them. You know what I'm saying? I think that's sort of the vibe here, especially when you got Jasmine Cephas-Jones as Ashley also in that movie. She has some of my favorite scenes of the entire
her moments,
movie.
Yeah, like her moment. Ooh.
Yeah, like I didn't even have an Oscar moment for Catherine Keener as Missy. You know, like that was like I couldn't tell you one. But Janina Gavankar, whenever that story is being told about how Daveed Diggs' character Colin got sent to jail. And
that's right.
And and she's like all over a drink. You know, she's got the tears welling in her eyes, and she's really in it in that moment. I mean, she's got a few great moments. That braiding his hair, that scene's really great. Like, I think what really gets me there is that Janina Gavankar and Daveed Diggs had amazing chemistry. Like, I felt it when they were on screen together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But there's another
actress who had even better chemistry with Rafael Casal. So like, it's like. It's hard to say, you know. So I did like Janina Gavankar, but she's definitely my next out.
Wasn't there like a spin-off like show with her and like them in it? And, like it's
Jasmine Cephas-Jones is the main character in the spin-off series Blind Spotting as Ashley,
which makes sense. I mean,
if there's a character from that movie you go ahead and make a spin-off for, I think it is Ashley.
So, I mean, this would... What was the one that you put in? So you were at 3.
Jasmine Cephas-Jones was the 4th that I threw in there. But it was only because I made it to that point in the list and was like, ooh, never mind. I got to have her.
Her part was actually really strong. Yeah.
But other than that, Betty Gabriel was the 3 as Georgina. Loved that. Jessica Chastain as Murph was my 2, and Sodam Park as Ki Jung is my 1. That's kind of where I'm at. I really love Sodam Park as Ki Jung. I think she is fucking fantastic in that movie.
She killed it. Yeah.
And the only reason I struggled, like, we didn't really go for a best leading actress in Parasite except for the trophy wife. But it almost feels like you could flip these noms and it would feel just as right.
I think it was more of the actual, like, first listed actress in Parasite. Like, it isn't.
Sodam Park.
Which is crazy. I think we put her here because we kind of knew that she would win this one, I feel. And she wouldn't, I don't think she would win the one down here.
Probably not.
I mean, she has it, but, like, I think that's kind of why we were like, actually, I'm okay with throwing her in supporting actress because I think she deserves the win. That's who I was going with as my one.
Yeah, she was my gut feeling from the get go with Sodom Park. I think she's electric in that movie, man. There's like all my favorite scenes are scenes she's in. You know, like there's not. I don't think there's a part of the movie that I'm like, oh, I love that part, and she's not in it. You know what I'm saying? Like she's
I'm
she's too
so
damn
glad
good.
that we covered this movie. Like I heard so much of it, and like to actually, I don't know, just be in the know now is great.
I mean, that's an all-time great movie right there, Parasite, and she's a huge part of making that movie what it is for me. You know, the little fucking nursery rhyme they do for the memory device
when they're outside the front door.
Yeah, that shit's epic. I mean, her acting like the art therapist.
I need to speak to him alone.
Yes.
Get out.
I will need the room.
Yeah.
Sorry. I never teach with a parent in the room.
Oh, and I will need 4 sessions a week.
And this isn't just tutoring. This is art therapy.
My rate is very high. I hope you're okay with that.
She was just too damn good, you know. Like she was an incredible presence on screen. Every scene she was a part of felt like it was about her. You know, when they're all sitting in the living room and the father played by Song Kang-ho, Mr. Kim. He was like when he's like, that driver, you think he got a new job? He got a new job, right? And she's like, shut the fuck up. You need to worry about us. Yeah. We're the ones who need help. You know, like that's that shit right there. And she's like drunk. She's not even like, she's not upset. She's not being outrageous. She's just like, come on, man. Like, we're the ones who need help, dude.
I was wondering if that would be her moment. Is that her Oscar moment? Is it her drunk moment, or is it more of I don't know. I liked her as the art therapist. Like,
that's my premier example of like, I think that moment defines her character. You know, that art therapy thing where she is full blown in that in her con woman thing that she's got going on. Because even when she's on the phone later as a part of the like supposed service industry thing that like they're like supposedly running an office, and she answers the phone and does the whole monotone thing and talks like she is a part of an office, and her dad's like, isn't she fucking amazing? She could be a con woman, I swear to God. I absolutely love that shit. Love that shit. But yeah, like no doubt Sodom Park as Ki-jung is my pick for best supporting actress here for Parasite, because that shit fucks.
Well, we didn't have one for the 70s.
Not enough women roles for the 70s to get themselves a supporting actress nod, but we've had one every decade since. And the 80s, we had Karen Allen as Marion Ravenwood. The 90s, we had Gwyneth Paltrow in Seven. The aughts, we had Ruby Dee as Mama Lucas in American Gangster. And the 10s, we got Sodom Park as Ki-jung.
Wow.
This will be a fun category.
Wow, those are some different roles there.
Yeah, I mean, like Marion Ravenwood. I love Marion Ravenwood, but boy, is she an easy out of those roles.
Yeah, I don't really know. That'll be tough between these three.
And we're only going to have a tougher time with the 2020s once we get them involved, because there's like off the top of my head, just in Everything Everywhere All at Once, there's got to be a supporting act. Like, there are 2 lead actresses in that movie. One of them is winning Best Supporting Actress. One of them is winning Best Actress. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the 20s.
That's already a lock.
Yeah, like I have no doubt there. But so it'll be interesting for sure. And I mean, like once we get Tick Tick Boom and Nomadland involved, I haven't even watched Nomadland. Maybe my heart changes there once I finally watch those. But I can tell you for sure, on the actress side of things, Everything Everywhere All at Once is fucking on everything else. Like, it's not even close. But with that, let's get to the best supporting actors. So, we've got Leonardo DiCaprio as Calvin Candy in Django Unchained, Samuel L. Jackson as Steven in Django Unchained, Christoph Waltz as Dr. King Schultz in Django Unchained, Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff in The Wolf of Wall Street. Rafael Casal as Miles in Blindspotting. Christian Bale as Michael Burry in The Big Short. And Bradley Whitford as Dean in Get Out. Do you have... Is there a single easy out in this category here?
Dean. Isn't that the dad in Get Out?
Yeah.
He didn't really... I mean, like, compared to these other actors, yeah.
No, I'm with you. This was in the same vein as my Kristen Milioti nomination in the best supporting actress. I love Bradley Whitford, so I was gonna give him a nom, but I was very confident coming into this that he would not win, or come even close.
His role was, still great. He got the nom and everything, but like, we have names like Leonardo DiCaprio,
Samuel L.
Christian
Jackson,
Bale, Jonah Hill. Yeah, we got some big dogs up here.
Woof.
But I already I put Christian Bale out as well from The Big Short.
I tend to agree.
He just really, he didn't have many lines. It was just the way he acted. Like he just had to act kind of a little socially awkward.
Inept. Yeah.
Which I guess isn't.
He did effectively. He did very well.
But it wasn't really the big part of the movie, I'd say. He was just kind of the first guy who found it, and so
he was the obvious supporting actor nod from that movie. Of the other supporting roles in that movie with Ryan Gosling and fucking pretty much anyone else in that movie, Christian Bale was the only obvious nom for the supporting role. I think. Everyone else is just kind of there. He was definitely the next best thing behind Steve Carell's Bomb. But
and then for Django, I'd say the two performances in Django that like Samuel L. Jackson, I feel like he didn't really have to do a whole lot, and he was kind of just
had to be a dick rider.
Yeah, but like he didn't. I guess like. The actor that I would choose out of this movie, it's between DiCaprio and Christoph Waltz, but like Christoph Waltz has way more. He's in the whole movie.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz is my definite pick from Django Unchained. If we were gonna give it to one of those guys, I think Leo and Samuel L. Jackson do fucking incredible in that. And the fact that of the three guys there, that Leonardo DiCaprio and Samuel L. Jackson are not the winner of that movie, Christoph Waltz is the one who dominates that movie. I think it speaks volumes about how well he did, because he did very well. Like that's just he was an incredible role. I just love the way he interacts with Django throughout the movie, like him being like, I don't agree with it, but I'm gonna take advantage of it. That whole thing he's got going on, and. Well, I didn't recognize that his name was Dr. King.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of sick.
That's kind of...
He is a king. I out of anybody in this movie, I'd chill with this dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say maybe Django first, actually. Django's pretty sick. But Django and Christoph Waltz, awesome. That's a duo. That's a dynamic duo right there.
Oh, yeah, like, that's going to be a... Ooh. That might be a premier leader for that category later on in the show. Dr. King Schultz and Django. That's going to be hard to beat. But, yeah, we got a couple more noms here that I'm pretty confident are right in the same... I think we got another deal with that top three. Where the third one is like, yeah, you're third, but you're not going to be the winner here. And I think that's Rafael Casal as Miles in Blindspotting. Yeah. I think he had an incredible performance, because he really immerses himself in that role. That's like just not at all the way Rafael Casal presents himself, not at all the way he speaks. He's that scene again. The way we talked about how Val and Colin, Janina Gavankar and Daveed Diggs had chemistry. Rafael Casal and Jasmine Cephas Jones's chemistry was off the fucking charts. That scene where he comes home after she kicked him out for having a gun in the house and not telling her about it. And he's like, man, I'm sorry. And you know, the whole don't call me that. And she's like, what? And he's like, all right. Like that whole thing, that's a fucking great scene. You know, like that's a fantastic scene. And frankly, Miles and Colin, I know I was talking about
that's another duo right there.
Yeah, I know I was talking about how Janina Gavankar and Daveed Diggs had chemistry and how Jasmine Cephas-Jones and Rafael Casal had chemistry. But the best chemistry in that movie comes from Daveed Diggs and Rafael Casal. Like you can tell they are homies. Like those are best friends. You feel me?
What about Love and Tars as a dynamic duo for this decade?
Tars. It's love Tars.
I guess Murph and Matthew McConaughey is pretty strong there.
No, Murph!
Yeah. But, I don't know. This is tough between these two. Because Jonah Hill and Wolf of Wall Street, this is like one of the only Jonah Hill performances where like you just don't know it's Jonah Hill. You know, it's like the one time that you're like, he's actually doing a great job. Like he's
acting his ass off here. Yeah, like he.
And like, I guess his other movies are.
You show me a pay stub for $52,000, and I'll quit my job right now.
Yeah, like it's.
And he fucking did it.
It's two actors in this movie. You have Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill, where every movie you see him in, you're like, that's Leonardo and that's Jonah Hill. But like, unless they do a really good job of getting in the character, in this one, Jonah Hill does. I just don't know which performance I like better out of Christoph Waltz or Jonah Hill.
Donnie, I heard this rumor, and I just got to ask you about it. You know, like, oh, is it the one about me fucking my cousin? Is that the thing? Yeah. What the hell's going on? Yeah, okay, yeah. So I married my cousin.
Oh, what a
yeah.
role.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. I like that he has like the big fake teeth on, the big fake white teeth, and you can hear that little like that whistle that comes through when he's talking like that. He's got this thing going on. He just does this really good accent that he does in that movie that I just don't think he's like it is for me a career performance for Jonah Hill. I think that he like thinking back to there's only one other role that I can really confidently say I put on even close to the same level, and it's Maniac, the Netflix series where he stars opposite Emma Stone. Fantastic, mind-bending. I think you would really appreciate it if you haven't watched it. But yeah, that's a really good one. But again, it is a fantastic role, but it's not him as Donnie Azoff. That's this does get hard for me. I think Christoph Waltz as Dr. King Schultz is strong, but I think Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff is one of the most memorable performances I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like for the movie, like you take him out of this movie, I don't know, like.
I think he's crucial to how much I dig Jordan Belfort and his dynamic. You know, like Leonardo DiCaprio is obviously great in the role, but him being able to act off Jonah Hill for most of this movie was crucially important. You know, like, and I'm with you. I didn't come into this category thinking Jonah Hill is Donnie Azoff would win, but I think he does. I think Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff beats the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel L. Jackson, and Christian Bale.
Damn.
Jonah Hill wins.
Who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk it?
That day would have ever come?
I didn't. Not me. Well, let's go back through these Best Supporting Actor winners. In the 70s, we had Richard Dreyfuss for Hooper in Jaws. In the 80s, we had Robert Sean Leonard as Neil for Dead Poets Society. In the 90s, we had Morgan Freeman for The Shawshank Redemption and Seven. God damn.
Yeah, it was strong.
In the aughts, we had Joaquin Phoenix as Commodus, a fantastic role as well. And now in the 10s, Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff. What a fucking succession that is.
Look at that.
Morgan Freeman, Joaquin Phoenix, Jonah Hill.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll... I don't know. That's tough.
Hey, like I said, if you can create
and
and act one of the most memorable characters I've ever seen, like Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff is a role I won't soon forget. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
true.
It sticks with me. I'll tell you that for sure. What a fucking guy. Yeah, so I married my cousin. Yeah, what?
So what? And the way how he like was talking as if it was fake, he was making up or he was lying about it a little bit, but then he's like, oh no, like for real, I married my cousin. He's like,
yeah, he's like, oh yeah, what am I, a cousin fucker? Like, what am I doing? You want me to fuck my cousin? Yeah, but yeah, I married my cousin. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. That's I don't know. Wouldn't have thought that at the beginning. But
when they smoke crack together in that fucking telephone booth.
Fucking smoke crack with me, man. Come on.
fucking smoke crack with me, man. Let's go run. That shit that's such a fantastic scene. But let's get on to the best actress category here, where we've got Kerry Washington as Broomhilda von Shaft in Django Unchained, Margot Robbie as Naomi Lapaglia and LaPaglia in The Wolf of Wall Street, Anne Hathaway as Brand in Interstellar, Emma Stone as Mia in La La Land, Allison Williams as Rose in Get Out, and Cho Yo-jung as Yeon-kyo in Parasite. I'm not even like, I don't think I have a second or third in this category.
Is it just Emma Stone?
I think it's just Emma Stone. I think that she provides the performance of the decade easy on the actor's side for La La Land, because she makes that movie. Ryan Gosling does not make that movie. He's solid. He's good. It's what's interesting about this project is I've come to realize just how much I'm not a fan of Ryan Gosling's acting. I like him in movies, but not because I'm like, oh my God, he's going to knock me on my ass with his performance. No, it's because Ryan Gosling's that's a cute fucking man. I like looking at him. But, Emma Stone makes that movie. Without her acting opposite him, it's not worth it. I think you could put almost anyone opposite her and it'll ultimately be okay because she's Mia. I think that's, she's just got so many scenes that are fantastic. And her audition scene, tell us a story. That's the one. That's the Oscar moment for me, for Mia. She does fucking fantastic in that. And what's crazy is of these nominees, there's not a close second.
Anne Hathaway, I guess the scene that I would pick for her is whenever she's like, yeah, it is love and it is what we're supposed to, so what? Well, maybe that is the answer to all of this. That was her scene. I'd say
it leads me to go halfway across the universe to find the person I love. That's and that is a strong scene, and I think that is a huge credit to Anne Hathaway because she, she's such a presence on screen that it feels so natural. I can't. It's not even acting. It's just Anne Hathaway doing whatever the fuck she does. You know what I'm saying? Because Anne Hathaway is my second choice here, I would think. I'm pretty sure Anne Hathaway as Brand would be my number 2 here. And that speaks volumes because it's not close. And Anne Hathaway is fucking stellar. Interstellar, even.
Wow. Yeah, but this one's pretty.
I guess it really was Interstellar all along. Emma Stone is Mia, an easy winner here for the 10s.
This
but
is
best
some
actress
competition for.
This succession here for best actress in the 70s: Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia Organa. In the 80s, Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley. In the 90s, Lorraine Bracco as Karen Hill in Goodfellas. In the aughts, Uma Thurman as Beatrix Kiddo in Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. And now in the 10s with Emma Stone as Mia. Man.
Those are some women right there.
Those are some women. But,
man, that's going to be a tough one to.
Yeah, that's I ain't even. I don't even know where to start with that,
Don't even want to think about it right now.
I don't even want to think about it right now, and I shan't. I shall not. But with that, let's move on to the Best Actor category, which for me is my favorite category of the day. We've got just a fucking amazing slate of actors here with Daniel Kaluuya as Chris in Get Out, Daveed Diggs as Colin in Blind Spotting, Jamie Foxx as Django in Django Unchained, Leonardo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street, Matthew McConaughey as Cooper in Interstellar, Steve Carell as Mark Baum in The Big Short, and Song Kang-ho as Kai-taek in Parasite. We've been living ever since the beginning, and it's like that. The thing for me is, again, you know how crazy a category it's got to be for my first out, or among my first out, to be Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's what it is. It's how it is here.
That's just the way it is.
And, I mean, I love Django. I love Django. But I don't know if, I have 4 people in mind right now as, the potential winners.
And you're right. And those 4.
Yeah, I don't think Django.
No, yeah, that's the thing, is that I think Jamie Foxx does a wonderful job as Django, but I don't think he had to. I don't think it's his performance necessarily that makes Django epic. It's more.
He just had to be a badass.
He just had to be a badass, you know. I think Jamie Foxx
yeah.
presents really well as Django. I think that's just a really great role for him. But like we said with a lot of these other characters, he doesn't provide a lot of dimension in that movie. You know, he has some really strong scenes opposite Broomhilda. You know, that's definitely big. And Dr. King Schultz has a great dynamic with him. But beyond that, I don't know. He doesn't stand out. He doesn't stand out amongst these nominees. You know what I'm saying?
And man, it hurts to kind of knock out Steve Carell a little bit, because his performance was just really good, and what he had. The thing is, he didn't really have a lot to go off of, and it's Steve Carell that got that emotion. I don't know. I didn't expect it out of him, out of that movie whatsoever.
Well, and he's the heart of that movie. Without him, that movie, we didn't rate that movie very high at all on the enjoyment scale, and without him, it is far lower. You know what I'm saying? He is far and away the standout performance in that movie, but it's only so much and he had to be the emotional center of that movie. The whole journey he goes on after, you know, his brother committing suicide and stuff, that whole part of the movie was super sad. It felt like they were all right, well, one of these characters has to have an emotional heart that actually makes this movie worth watching.
Yeah, and he's the one that's are we doing the same thing that they're doing? You know, he was the one who
he faces a great a hypocritical dilemma.
Whenever he's across the table talking to that one super hedge fund, guy that's oh yeah, AAA's, but explaining all this stuff to him, and he's
oh yeah,
I can't believe it right now. He's are you kidding? Are you
I can't even. I'm gonna knock this guy out. I'm gonna knock this guy out. That the way he would handle all those moments was fucking fantastic, and he did fantastic. And the more I talk about him, the more I really love him. But that's the thing, is that even so, he's still 5 out of this. There's not.
Damn.
There's no way he I was man, I really love that performance. And then I looked at the other 4 nominees we have left, and I was he's still not better than any of those. So with that, I think our standouts for the decade are Matthew McConaughey as Cooper in Interstellar, Daniel Kaluuya as Chris in Get Out, Daveed Diggs as Colin in Blind Spotting, and Song Kang-ho as Kai-taek in Parasite.
Now we have to get rid of 3 people here.
Impossible task here. This is an impossible task. Because what's nuts, because it is one of my favorite performances of any movie that we've watched recently. For some reason, my heart goes, you know who's first out here is Matthew McConaughey as Cooper. And I don't want that, but I also want it the most. You know what I'm saying? I can't find a way around it. I'm trying to logic my way into him not being the one who is the first out of these four. And I think that let's go through Oscar moments, you know. It's been a helpful little tool for us so far. I think Daniel Kaluuya has maybe the best of the best here, with just any scene where he's just sitting there and he lets tears fall out of his eyes. It's absolutely riveting. You're like, oh my fucking God, this guy can act his ass off. The way he was acting, horrified, sad, angry, all in a matter of seconds. You could feel all of it in one moment. It was so impactful. Daveed Diggs, when he's pointing the gun at the cop at the end of the movie, like that.
Yeah,
I mean, like
100%.
that's
without question.
Oh, that's I won't lie. That's my favorite scene of this decade. Period. Across the 10 movies we discussed, that's my favorite scene of the entire decade.
That's a hard question. Favorite scene? Because I'd say my favorite movie that we covered was Interstellar, and that's just how it like it.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is blind spotting as far as like my favorite movies that we covered is probably 3 or 4 on the decade. You know,
I guess Cooper's scene would be probably in the
when he came back up
or fifth dimension, or
when he came back up from the planet and time had passed and he was watching his kids grow up via these messages.
Duh. Yeah, no, it's definitely that.
When they cut back to him and he's just sobbing, man. Oh, no. No, fuck no.
No.
Yeah, no. And then obviously we've been referring to it a lot, but the no, Marv, get me to stay, Marv, no, you idiot, stay.
Song Kang-ho has some. What would his Oscar? Because I don't think it's whenever he kills the dad.
No, I don't think so either. I think he's got a couple, and it's a combination of things. It's his performance in that moment, along with what the writing implicates those moments mean.
Maybe his moment would be like whenever, because isn't it his voice that reads the letter to the son, or does the son read it in his voice? Oh, okay.
Because the letter he wrote via Morse code he reads, but the letter that gets written back is read by the son.
I'd say if he has a moment, it's when he's reading his own letter, because that's kind of like the culmination of his whole character.
I tend to agree. I think that's a really strong one. I also love the moment where any moment he feels degraded and demeaned, whenever the pesticides are rolling in, he's sitting there stone-faced, folding the pizza boxes. Whenever they're in the car and she's like, oh, this rain, it was a blessing, and he's sitting up front and he's like, his whole life was changed the night before.
Oof, man.
And it culminates in that moment where he is demeaned to the point where he goes, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna stab this motherfucker. I think the top 2 options of the decade for me are Daniel Kaluuya as Chris and Daveed Diggs as Colin. I think those are the ones, and I have trouble. I have big trouble deciding which of these two I'm leaning towards the most, because I think Daveed Diggs shows a lot of. Obviously, I think Daniel Kaluuya gets to provide a lot of range in his performance. But Daveed Diggs presents himself in a way that is perfectly level-headed and perfectly cool, calm, and collected. He breaks down crying at a couple points in this movie. He breaks out in anger a couple points in this movie. I think we get a lot more dimensions to Daveed Diggs. And
okay. Whenever I'm thinking of Daniel Kaluuya, it was more of the silent parts. More of the parts where it's just his reaction. You know, like, he gives exactly the emotion that you expect him to feel, and the face, like, his facial acting is very good. I just don't think that character had like Daveed Diggs, like he had the entire movie to like the whole movie was diving deep like into him, and it like really got down to like him at the core. I don't know. I feel like he had to do more. Like that end scene with the cop, like.
Oh no, and like there's just so much throughout that movie, you know, and like that's the thing is what is implicit with Daniel Kaluuya, the way you were talking about his facial acting and the silent moments were important with him. Colin said the things he was feeling.
That's true.
You heard it in his voice. You felt it. You felt it when he said it. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever he's on the phone with Janina Gavankar, and he's like that the face vases. Do you ever come up with a thing for that? And she's like, yeah, blind spotting, because once you see something a certain way, you can't see it the other way. And he's like, and you can hear his voice break a little bit. And he's like, when you look at me, do you just see the fight now? Like, ooh, like, man, you just feel the way a couple great silent moments too. Whenever Colin beats that dude's ass at the party and he's looking in horror at what's happening. Like, yeah, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, Daveed Diggs is our winner for the best actor, and I couldn't be more happy about that.
He's going up against some
heavy hitters there. I mean, Leo DiCaprio, Matthew McConaughey. Like,
I mean, yeah, out of this category, he's beating out insane people. But as for the other winners,
yeah, we got Marlon Brando in the '70s for Don Vito Corleone. We got Harrison Ford in the '80s for Indiana Jones. Denzel Washington in the 90s for Malcolm X, and then Denzel Washington again in the aughts for Frank Lucas.
It's my boy.
And then Daveed Diggs continuing that succession as Colin. Man, what a succession that is, and it speaks volumes about what a performance Daveed Diggs put forth in that movie. Like that's really awesome. But
I think two unexpected winners were both of our actors here.
Yeah, the supporting actor and the lead
but
actor.
It makes sense that we talk through it though. Like it feels right. I don't want to change anything.
Oh, absolutely not. Like the more we talked about it, the more it just made sense that those are who we ended up landing on. And what's funny is on the inverse, the supporting actress and best actress went to exactly who I thought they would going into the category. I thought going into supporting, it would probably either be Leo or Christoph Waltz, and then it went to Jonah Hill, and then best actor, I was almost certain it was going to go to Daniel Kaluuya. So but the more we talked about it,
between those two, definitely. I think Matthew McConaughey's the third, Song Kang-ho fourth. If I were to place him, I don't know, maybe I don't know.
I think we get a little bit bigger of a range with Matthew McConaughey than we did Song Kang-ho. Song Kang-ho was very stone-faced, very stoic. But it was the writing behind those moments that really pushed forth how we felt about it. But man, yeah, Daveed Diggs coming in as the winner of the Best Actor category. That's awesome. With that, let's do this Best Writer and Best Director. Which do you want to do first?
Let's do writing, because directing, I'm still like,
I know, man. I'm looking at both of these and I'm like, I have no goddamn idea.
When I'm thinking of writing, though, the story out of the movie, oh shit.
Yeah, you looked at it and you're like, wait, 5 of these movies are like really fucking well written.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's go writing first. Lay out the nominees. We got Christopher Nolan for the writing of Inception. We got Terrence Winter for the writing of The Wolf of Wall Street. Jonathan and Christopher Nolan for the writing of Interstellar. Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won for the writing of Parasite. Damien Chazelle for the writing of La La Land. Jordan Peele for the writing of Get Out. And Daveed Diggs and Rafael Casal for the writing of Blind Spotting. On their Ben Affleck and Matt Damon shit right in the movie they star in, which is very cool.
Yeah, this I thought it was the easier category, and then I started to look at it, and then
and that's what's crazy is even though it is as hard as fuck, it might still be the easier category. Like director is going to be hard as fuck. There's only one difference there, and it's that Blind Spotting snuck into Best Writer, Django Unchained slid into Best Director. Other than that, we've got the same noms. Inception, Wolf of Wall Street, Interstellar, La La Land, Get Out, and Parasite are nominated in both Best Director and Best Writer. So, goes to show just how fantastic those movies were.
If we're talking about writing, I think Wolf of Wall Street can't compare to all these movies because it was based on someone's life. And,
Sure enough.
I mean, I don't know how fair that is. I guess Blind Spotting was it? They just made that up, right?
That was. I mean, it was loosely based on their experiences coming up in Oakland, but it was not based on their lives. You know, like it was just and it evolved over the course of like a 10-year writing period. They'd been working on it for years by the time it came out. So like it was a long time coming for Blind Spotting there.
If I am knocking two movies out, it's Wolf of Wall Street and I think Inception. Because Inception, I think it kind of gets a little too convoluted sometimes. It's a little too much.
They were trying for that. Well, it's a Nolan movie, you know. They were trying for that wild, what the fuck sort of thing. And I think the issue I had with that movie is that the emotional heart of it doesn't come through. You know, like I'm supposed to feel for Leonardo DiCaprio, and I just don't really. I don't give a shit about what he's going through at all during this movie.
It's like literally the entire time they're on a plane ride. That entire movie is over the course of one plane ride, and that plane ride could even be fake. It could be Leo's second level. You know, it's like, so how do you really feel for someone where you don't even really know, like where we don't see them in their reality?
Is that there are twists that are exquisitely well done. And twists that I'm like, oh shit, I had an idea of what was going on. I had an emotional tie to these characters. That twist only enhanced it. This was where the twist was all they were going for with Inception. You know, like it was just we'll pack it all in and then we'll hope you like the twist at the end. For example, Interstellar, fantastically done twist. A twist that makes you go, holy fuck, no goddamn way. And you know what's kind of crazy is I think Jonathan Nolan might be responsible for the writing of how good Christopher Nolan movies are.
It seems that Jonathan is kind of the writing brain behind.
I mean, he also did Westworld, as we are well aware, and boy oh boy is he good at that. But again, Parasite, another one with really effective twists where you already cared about everything they were putting forth, but it was just like, oh my god, yes, like holy shit. Blind Spotting and Get Out are a little different on the twist side of things, where they're not as mind-boggling. You know, like Get Out is leading to this thing the whole fucking time. Really, is leading to the coagula sort of thing the whole time. You know, he's in some situation he needs to get out of. Blind Spotting, whenever they're like, oh yeah, and here's the cop he watched kill a man, you're like, oh shit. Oh shit! Like,
Man. God,
that's what's crazy is all these movies bring something different to the table. You know, Interstellar gets the waterworks going in a way I don't think any of these other movies do. Besides La La Land, written by Damien Chazelle. That's one where it's like, and that one even has a twist that you don't see coming, where the titular couple does not end up together.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, the whole time I watched that for the first time, I'm like, all right, when they're getting back together. Like, I'm like, so how do they get back together? You know, I'm like, obviously this isn't going to last, you know, like, right? And just never got that. But, I mean, it worked, like.
And that's the thing, is that, like, I don't want to say that a twist is required for a movie to be good. You know, like, that's not the case. But I will say, Interstellar, Parasite, La La Land, Get Out, and Blind Spotting all had better twists than Inception did. And it feels like that's all Inception was predicated on, was trying to make your mind go, poof, you know? Because I would say La La Land, it's not like it's a twist on what you know this type of movie to be, you know, like what you know romance movies typically are and stuff. But it's not like within the context of the movie, it makes a lot of sense. You know, like it's not like once you go and rewatch it, it's like, yeah, this was how that was going to go, and it sucks. The right person, wrong time thing. It's a really sad trope, but man, is it real? You know, like that's some real shit right there.
I don't know which one of these I'm getting rid of first.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that if I had, damn, like I'm thinking to myself, like Interstellar and Parasite are like a whole other level for me.
They did feel like the strong two.
Here's the thing is that none of them are an easy out, but I do think there are two that elevate above the rest. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is Parasite and Interstellar. And even then, I think about what these movies have going for them. You know, Interstellar is this grand sci-fi epic with Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Sir Michael Caine, scored by Hans Zimmer, directed by Christopher Nolan, written by Jonathan and Christopher Nolan. It's like, oh my God, this movie is going to be fucking good. You know, like you go into that, you know it's going to be good. As an American who's unfamiliar with foreign film for the most part, coming into a movie directed by Bong Joon-ho, written by Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won, starring guys like Song Kang-ho, and like none of it's in English. I have to read subtitles the whole time. It's just like you don't expect to go, wow, that's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. As I say that, I am now very different. This was amongst my first viewings of a foreign film ever when I did watch it for the first time. So it just blew my mind. And
it's very opposite movies. One big, huge budget of a movie where it's Hollywood, and then one where it's like...
It's grounded. It's very real.
Where they had to, like, work with what they had. Like, at the set, like, it's insane how much of that movie is, like, CG, and, like, the whole movie is basically the story, is the thing. Like, I love Interstellar, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But, like, I don't really... I don't want to discredit the writing, but
that's the thing, is that none of these. That's the thing, is that I won't be able to tell you one wins over the other because of a specific thing. I can only tell you why something is as good as it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be like, well, you know what this does that this doesn't do. Well, like, I can't do that. They all do the things well. If you get my meaning.
I guess maybe the way we have to look at this is which one of these movies is the writing more crucial to? And, like, where did it, like, just the writing, did it make the movie better? You know, like, because I think if you're watching Interstellar, if it doesn't really have a good story, it's just a bunch of cool space shots.
If Parasite doesn't have the writing, it's a pretty dull movie. And you know, that goes for all. Like, I think the only one that the writing is like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, that's what makes Blind Spotting and Parasite so good, is that they are movies that could have been dull and boring and not appealing. But they are appealing, and they are so good because they wrote stories that were so effective and so resonant on an emotional level. Like, the first time I watched Parasite, I was fucking drained emotionally. Blind Spotting, I was drained of my anxiety. You know, like, I was like, from my anxiety. It was like, oh my fucking God, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was on the edge of my seat. Interstellar has that same effect. You know, at the end, whenever you go like, oh my God, it was him behind the bookshelf. Oh my God, it was him who Anne Hathaway reached out to. Oh my God. Like, all these fucking things, when they come together, you're like, ah! You know what I'm saying? It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. And I compared Parasite and Blind Spotting, but I do think there is one that is obviously more well written, and it's the reason it became the top two with Interstellar, and that was Parasite.
Yeah. Ah, man. This one, I think I might be between a coin flip between this one. I don't know. I feel like, I do feel like we're just talking about writing here. Like, it's just the story. It's just how they wrote it. And I'm whenever I think of Interstellar, I'm thinking of all of the twists, just the space, like the cool shots that I'm seeing. But Parasite is just filming a family. It's just a family going through this con, and the whole movie is the story.
And the genre blending it does so effectively, the switches in tone. I mean, it's Parasite. Parasite is the best written movie of the decade. Of this, I have no doubt. I have no doubt now that we've worked our way through it. I think I think that's easy. I think Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won have got themselves a win there for Parasite in the best writer category. But will he have a chance in the directors? Let's see. Best director, we've got Christopher Nolan for Inception, Quentin Tarantino for Django Unchained, Martin Scorsese for The Wolf of Wall Street, Christopher Nolan again for Interstellar, Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Jordan Peele for Get Out, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. So what's really cool about this is that Jordan Peele nominated for both director and writer, Bong Joon-ho nominated for both director and writer, Christopher Nolan nominated twice in both director and writer. The only ones that doesn't have the same writer and director are Terrence Winter working with Martin Scorsese, and I think Quentin Tarantino did write Django Unchained. He just was not. We didn't nom him for that.
Yeah.
So
was it based off a novel? Actually, no, it wasn't.
Written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yep.
Yeah, he likes writing his shit, so I figured that was the case. But like, that's a pretty cool little note on this decade. I think for the first time, like more so than any other decade, we have this overlap where the director also wrote their movie, and that happened on a lot of occasions. I think the only other time we have that in recent memory where we got a winner at least was John Singleton for writing and directing Boys in the Hood. I think Frank Darabont did both for The Shawshank Redemption. I think he wrote and directed that.
Guess good old George.
The Wachowski sisters. The Wachowski sisters wrote and directed The Matrix.
John Hughes for The Breakfast Club.
Oh shit, yeah, okay. So it's been a fun history for us, but I don't think we've had it as prominently as we did here.
Obviously.
It's kind of nuts that this worked out the way it did. But director wise, now this one I have two options off the top of my head. So like maybe we go through the ones that are the first outs. Again, Inception.
Yeah.
Far and away the weak link of this decade, I think, besides The Big Short.
I think
Inception, and Django Unchained, to a lesser degree, but Django Unchained was also amongst those that made it dip a little bit. So there, and Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained probably does not get the director nod for me here. It was just riddled with Tarantino style, as his shit always is. And it really very well might be critically the best Tarantino movie. It might be. Maybe.
Now that you say that, I'm between Kill Bill and Django of so far. I guess, what else is there?
I mean, you could. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of my favorite Tarantino's
I
ever.
haven't seen that yet.
That's a really strong one.
Definitely
I saw that in theaters.
The one that Pulp Fiction. There's the name. Yeah, no. But yeah, no, Django. I don't know. Django before this project was one of in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It has since dipped below the top 10 after watching all of these amazing movies. But Django, it's definitely out of, I think, the director nod, but still very good. One of Tarantino's best, that's for sure.
No doubt. Yeah, and like I said, Christopher Nolan's Inception was an easy out, just because he had another nom that was so much better with Christopher Nolan directing Interstellar. But even so, I don't think that wins my director nod here. I don't think. I think it was very effectively directed. I think it was really well shot. I think he got a lot out of the actors. But I think we have better examples here. And even a better example that I still don't think necessarily wins, but I do think is a more well-directed movie, is Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that wins either, but I do think it was exquisitely well... I think that was a wonderfully directed movie. Potentially, that's what the movie has going for it the most, is that...
that's true.
He made a fucking movie there, man. I think Goodfellas is a really great-looking movie. It's very fun to watch, very effectively made. But I like Goodfellas and Wolf of Wall Street for different reasons. And the reason I like Wolf of Wall Street is the style. You know what I'm saying? It is the way it is shot. It is the way it is just presented to me on screen. I think he has this way of portraying the lavish luxury that they're going through in such a way that is just so fucking good.
Man, well, I was between these three at the very beginning.
I was too.
The three that we're down to now. And
yeah, we got Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Jordan Peele for Get Out, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. And they've got a lot of different shit going for them. Damien Chazelle having to direct a musical. Those musical numbers basically being all oneers. What a waste of a lovely night. That's 5 minutes straight without a cut.
The opening shots of Oneer as well on the highway.
Yes.
That was insane.
Man, yeah, that's a really well directed movie. I think he got a lot out of Emma Stone. Got about as much as he could out of Ryan Gosling.
Camera was placed very strategically, at even for a musical. There was just some shots that were at the planetarium. That was just no need for it was just supposed to be their first kiss. They could have just kissed, but why not make them float in the air and in space and go through this
this is what
experience.
This is what it felt like to them. It's not just. Yeah, man, that's a really that's the thing about all these movies, is that all of them are so well shot. That's what propels Get Out, and it's especially what propels Parasite.
The line down the middle of the screen, you told me next time you watch it, notice how many times you could see that. And I've watched it again since then, and oh my god, the class, the whole movie is just shot so beautifully.
It's another narrative device, the way it is shot. Once you are made aware or are paying attention, looking for it, the way they utilize the like I said, the ascending up the stairs to go up to, they only ever are going up a hill upwards to get to that house, only ever going down to get back to theirs. There is no uphill on the way down there.
Literally underneath the coffee table or whatever that architectural thing, when they're hiding from the family.
Right.
They're literally right there, having very stuffed under there. The shot of it, showing them under the table with the family behind them, and then you have the kid that's outside too. Just the way that the angles were shot there were so cool. I don't know,
Well, and that's the thing that Jordan Peele has going for him in Get Out, is that it's just visually, they make, like we said, they make everything crystal clear on how, even if you're kind of if you go into this movie oblivious, you have no idea what it's about. You are very quickly made aware that something is awry, something is weird, and it's based off the visual choices. Some of it's the soundtrack, obviously, but there are a lot of visual cues that just the lingering shots on people looking a little too long.
He knows how to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it takes a page out of the Kubrick book for that. That's what I think of a lot when I'm watching Jordan Peele stuff, is that he is just really good at making unsettling horror. Not straight up screams, oh fuck, But like, my skin is crawling. I don't know what's about to happen, but I know that something bad's about to happen. Ugh. You know, that sort of thing.
These are three very different movies. I'd say Get Out and Parasite are the most similar-ish ones out of
La La
these three.
Land is much more airy, much more hee-hee, fun. Woo.
I think I'm between La La Land and Parasite, though. If I would have to get rid of one of these three, it's Get Out barely. Like, it's barely third, but I think it's between La La and Parasite. I think La La... Okay. It might be La La and Get Out. Like... Oh, I don't know, man. Well, I guess La La was in both of them for me.
Yeah, I think it's worthy of that. I think it certainly is worthy of that. I think that, you know, the... something that's always stood out to me about La La Land is the camera movement. You know, we talked about the oneers, and it's easy for a oneer to be... set the camera down and let everybody run across the screen, you know? Like when I was watching me and Emily have been watching Daredevil because she's been interested in it, wanting to go through it. So I was like, yeah, let's go ahead. And that iconic hallway scene, you know?
Oh.
Very, very well shot scene. But as a oneer, it is just sitting there. It is letting everything happen across the screen.
I guess that's true, yeah.
When it comes to La La Land, something that always stands out to me is the camera movement, the way it whips across the scenery and like shows you what's happening on a full 180, the other side of them. I think to that summer love montage where Ryan Gosling's playing the piano, Emma Stone is dancing in the crowd, and the camera keeps flipping back and forth between them. It was like and like and like that whole fucking thing. That's so goddamn good. It's so well shot.
Something where, like, I don't know, it feels like Emma Stone was maybe behind something, but it just went transparent so that you could still see her, or was that, or am I thinking of like Kill Bill? I don't know. I feel like there was this like, there were just many things in this movie that were like, we could do it the good old boring way and give you the story that we want to give you, or we could just go above and beyond and give you this crazy, amazing, fun, and sometimes very, very sad. Like, that's the thing. It's not always fun as a musical. Like, that there's all different types of emotion that you feel during this movie. And I think the direction, like, that's what makes this movie.
That's what anchors this movie, to be sure. I mean, the writing is fantastic. The story is really, really heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. There's a lot of ups and downs there, but I mean, those last shots where they look at each other across the club, the way the movie's lit, like the lighting in this movie is gorgeous. That shot where she hears him playing the piano for the first time and stops in the middle of the red neon. Like, ooh,
yeah,
that's a gorgeous shot, you know, and like it's just the shot right above all the girls singing someone in the crowd when they all do the spin, and you see them at each side of the screen doing a spin with their skirt flying out. Like, it's very purposefully shot, and you know, like, I don't want to say that Get Out and Parasite aren't. Parasite might be the most meticulously shot movie I've ever watched in my life,
dude. It's okay. It's between La La and Parasite.
It is. Get Out was solid. It has elements of both. You know, like the thing that stands out about Get Out for me is the lighting. I think that there's so many points in that where I'm just like, God, this shot is beautifully lit. You know, like it's got a great contrast to it. Whenever Daniel Kaluuya is outside and he's like only glowing by the blue light that they've got going on out there from the moon, like that shit is gorgeous.
Is that whenever he gets
whenever the guy's running at him, whenever Grandpa's
going out for a smoke break, got interrupted by the creepiest sprint of all time.
The fucking sunken place. That's not. That's nothing to fuck with, man. That's some.
Yeah. Ooh.
And again, I will point to that room where he's chained to the chair watching that TV. And it's like, oh yeah, this is This is intense.
Are your two La La Land and Parasite? Or do you have...
I think so. I think so, because I'm in a similar situation as I was with like our writing nominees, where it kind of came down to Interstellar, Parasite, and I kept comparing Parasite and Blindspotting, but I was like, Parasite's the obvious winner over Blindspotting for me, so I have to go with it. Again, I'm having the same feelings about Parasite and Get Out, where those are the ones I'm comparing. But I like Parasite more than Get Out, and I'm fairly certain La La Land is a 2. You know, like it's definitely one or the other there. But yeah, I think my heart lies with Parasite if I'm I'm being 100% real.
There's no flashy actor, there's no flashy actress, there's no crazy, like it's just a
it combines those. It combines, like we said again, the genre blending lends it to have this creative freedom in a visual sense. That's just like the like heist comedy nature of the first half of the movie would not lead me to believe I would get one of the most unsettling shots I've ever seen in my life later on in the movie. Whenever the dude who lives downstairs sees the young son for the first time and comes above the stairs, bro,
that would scar me for life. If I saw that, like
I had a tough time sleeping that night. The first time I watched it, I was like, no, because you don't see it coming. You don't like. It's not something like the way that visually it can just irk you. It leads you to a place where you're like, this shit's about to be bad, and it's not through anything but visuals that they can show you that. Like that's something Bong Joon-ho just did exquisitely well. And
see what company he's joining, because he got directing and writing here.
Yes, he did. You want to take us through those best writer winners?
Oh yeah, we got George Lucas obviously for Star Wars in the 70s
and American Graffiti.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. There you go. We got Tom Schulman for Dead Poets. We got John Singleton for Boys in the Hood.
That was a damn good written movie.
Simon
Beaufoy
for Slumdog Millionaire, and then now here comes Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won for Parasite. This is sick. Like the dual win, it just makes sense though. Like for
like this is, I don't know that we've had I don't think we've had that yet across any of the decades where the director and the writing win were the same movie.
No,
that hasn't happened yet, and it happened here because in the 70s we had Francis Ford Coppola win Best Director, and he directed The Godfather, Godfather Part 2, and Apocalypse Now. So he directed 3 out of the 10 movies we covered that decade.
Well, it was pretty clear.
Kind of unfair.
There,
in the 80s, and we'll have to pick one, I think, to nominate it for the Masterclass Awards. Whenever it comes to it. But yeah, it feels like Godfather's almost certainly the choice there. And then for the 1980s, we gave the award to Stanley Kubrick for The Shining. In the aughts, we gave it to Quentin Tarantino for Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. And then in the 2010s, we got Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
If it's the best directed and written movie of the decade, does that just mean...
That's the movie of the decade.
Okay, I was there. I was in between Parasite and Interstellar, but I think it's just my favoritism of Interstellar that makes it.
Yeah, like that's the thing is that like if I'm gonna sit down and casually view a movie, I probably do just want to turn on Interstellar. That does not mean it is the best movie of the decade, though. Like Parasite, there's something about it that's just like every time I watch it, I always just end up going, "Holy fucking shit." I don't know that I've ever watched a better movie than this. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I don't know. Critically, like this is more of a critical award here. And if I'm taking out my favoritism, Parasite is just a better made movie. Not necessarily by like a long shot.
No, but
it does.
It's just that good. Like that's the thing. It's just that good of a movie. But with that concludes the real deal awards. You know, we've got it was a fun slate there with La La Land winning set design, Django Unchained winning costume design, Hans Zimmer's Interstellar soundtrack winning, Sodam Park as Ki Jung winning for supporting actress for Parasite, supporting actor going to Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff in The Wolf of Wall Street, Emma Stone as Mia in La La Land winning Best Actress, Daveed Diggs as Colin in Blind Spotting winning Best Actor, Bong Joon-ho winning for both Best Director and Writer, along with Han Jin-won for the Best Writer, and Parasite coming out as the movie of the decade. Now, I understand that you might think, oh, that means the show's over. Fucking no. You haven't been here before. We got all the fun shit left.
Bum bum.
We get to fill in some fucking goodies.
We have only 4 nominations for this one total so far.
Yeah, so the way that we do this one is we kind of fill out the nominations as we go, and then we go back at the end and pick a winner. And we'll kind of breeze through this. I understand that it's been a long one already. But yeah, so we got best at being the worst, best at being the best. And those are kind of self-explanatory. The biggest fuck boys alive for the best of being the worst, and the greatest of all time, the GOATs for best of being the best. And then we've got worst at being the best, where it's like, yeah, I mean, like, you were definitely the good guy, but goddamn was it hard to watch sometimes. We've also got class clown, funny guys, most likely to succeed, most likely to end up in jail or dead. We got our dream blunt rotation, our nightmare blunt rotation, who's the biggest simp, who's got the best hair, and who was the best pair.
Ooh, this one's going to be... We got a lot of good pairs here, I think. Or at least, maybe not a lot, but good, hard-hitting pairs. That are
yes, we
really
do. Good. We do. But best at being the worst, let's start there. We've got a built-in nominee here with Doge Landon from, I'm assuming that's Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, it's the actor of Draco Malfoy. I just hate that actor already for Draco, and then he plays this role, and it was just like, all right, you're already going in here, I hate you. There's probably a worse person out there in the movies that we've watched, I'd say. But he was just instantly up there.
Yeah, I mean, Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Django Unchained, feels like It'd feel wrong for him to not win this category. If I had to say so myself.
Let's see. I'm trying to even think of the other movies. Is there a worse person?
I mean, I would say that
the upper class.
Yeah, I would say like Jordan Belfort. That man's trash. But he feels like he could go in a best at being the worst or a worst at being the best. Like, he's a dude who you're like, on the surface, like you read his accomplishments and you're like, man, that dude that must be awesome. But he is the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's kind of that element to him.
Maybe the upper class actually gets nominated in like the worst at being the best. Well, no, they're not really being good. I don't know. Maybe we just don't throw them in there. I was going to throw in like a little Parasite nom for the...
I will say, if you want to throw in a worst at being the best, I think Sir Michael Caine's Professor Brand in Interstellar.
Ooh.
How he fucked everybody over, but like had good intentions initially. I feel like that's a good nom for worst at being the best. Like he had a good idea, but he lied for way too long, and you're like, God damn man. Best at being the worst. Fucking Matt Damon in Interstellar.
What was his character name?
Dr. Mann, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that dude sucked. God, yeah, I was hoping for him so hard. Like
you want him to be good. You want him to be good, and he's just fucking not.
I guess we got some of the Well, I don't know. Who's? Let's flip the script a little bit. Who's our good guys and good girls?
Who are the best? Who are the best of us? I'm going Caesar, the gorilla. Love me some Caesar. Django, that dude is amongst the best at being the best, I would say. Django's a bad motherfucker.
No one really in Wolf of Wall Street.
I'm going to say best at being the worst. I'm going back here because we had a lot of these this decade. Rose Armitage in Get Out. She was
suck.
the one.
She did.
Yeah,
really
she
suck. Let him on. How many guys has she killed beforehand? You know,
oh my
led
God.
into that
No, yeah,
same
she was
exact situation.
Fucking, she was straight up fucking psychotic, man.
I guess the Armitage family. But
yeah, just
Rose,
the Armitage family at yeah, they're generally the best at being the worst. They're tragically bad. Best at the best, Rod Williams, also in Get Out. TSA, motherfucker.
saved the day. Completely saved the day, man. It at first seemed that it was all over for Daniel Kaluuya there, but then the hero, the true unsung hero of the film, gets out of the car.
What a king.
Let's see. I'd say that's probably... Do we have any more bad people? Bad people.
I feel like we kind of covered it there. I mean, we got some racists in there, an animal abuser, a person who abuses their wealth, someone who betrays and tries to leave people for dead.
Slave owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got some
I think we got some good old shit bags there. Some good old fashioned terrible people. Now, what's funny is we went heavy on that. I don't really know that we have a lot of the other categories.
I know. How many? I guess Dr. Von, or what's his name? Dr. Von Shaft?
Oh, that's Broomhilda, but Dr. King Schultz.
King Schultz. Okay, yeah,
I
Dr.
would go
King.
worst at being the best for Dr.
He's
King
just
Schultz.
kinda...
Because he is still abusing that law to be able to own a slave by taking Django under his wing.
That is true. I did forget that little detail. Is that, like, even though he is very friendly to Django and, like, kind of it's on his side, he's like, yeah, it's still a little... Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we just had a lot of shitty people. Not really.
A lot of shitty people this decade, to be sure. I'm trying to think if there's any... Murph.
Just Murph.
Oh, yeah, she was the best at being the best.
She saved the human race. Well, with her dad. But really her.
True enough.
She solved the...
worst at being the best, Mark Baum.
Aw. Is it with a C? Is it Mark? I think Mark. So. Yeah, I think it was. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking those are probably good for our noms there, though. Can't really expand on it, I don't think. I don't have many others.
Okay. I just had to pee real bad. I just have to take a quick bathroom break.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. I'm gonna go ahead and narrate this bad boy.
Okay, I'll be right. Give me a sec.
There was a time. Nah, he's gone. So yeah, just you and me. It was only me and you. A little High School Musical there for that ass. Me and the old lady are watching High School Musical, the series right now. So, how you liking that, Emily? She likes it. Oh, I love watching that with you, of course. Love watching that with you. But yeah, High School Musical, the series. Low-key fucks, you know? So I can't believe I didn't engage with it sooner, because I grew up on the High School Musical movies, you know? That was my shit when I was younger. And the fact that they've got Olivia Rodrigo in the show now, like, I love me some Olivia Rodrigo. She's fucking awesome. So what's not to like? I mean, in conclusion, High School Musical, the series, is like basically the best show on television right now. So,
what did I just come back to?
Yeah, so I had to come up with something to talk about, and that's where that's where it led me. So let's continue. Class Clown.
Ooh, okay, here we go.
Class Clown. We got some goodies. Donnie Azoff.
I was already there. I was already in the Wolf of Wall Street mind here.
Yeah, Donnie Azoff of the Wolf of Wall Street. Feels like a shoe-in there.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure on the spelling. I'd say...
And I don't even think there's a 2. I think it might just be Donnie Azoff in the Wolf of Wall Street. That's our Class Clown.
Yeah, I can't really think of anyone else.
We didn't have much comedy presence here in this decade. All these movies kind of took themselves very seriously, including The Wolf of Wall Street, but
I
it
think
was
he
still
just,
hilarious at points.
I think he just wins. I think that's the nomination and the winner in one there.
I don't think we even have another option there for Donnie Azoff.
There you go, man. Jonah Hill's just taking this award show with him.
Just taking dubs there as Donnie Azoff. But most likely to succeed, we got a few here. I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in my heart of hearts, I sure hope that Kevin would succeed from Parasite. I don't think he will. Sadly, I think that's the point of the movie, to show that he is, in fact, not the most likely to succeed.
No. Headcanon, he buys that house. And his dad walks upstairs, and everything's good. That's how that movie. That's how it goes in that universe.
That's how that ends up. That's how that ends up.
But probably not.
Probably not. Dang
it.
But yeah, Murph was a good one. Definitely most likely to succeed. Literally set up by the future to succeed.
That's pretty nuts there. Yeah. She was made to succeed. If she did not, then humans would not succeed. So
hey, I'm gonna hit you with this one right quick. Mia and Sebastian. Maybe not with each other, but for themselves.
No. No.
No, I refuse.
It's right, but I don't want it to be right.
I don't want it to be. Let me throw you another one. Michael Burry and The Big Short. Catching on to the plan from the very, very jump early on. And going ahead and hedging all that money against it.
That was pretty clutch. I mean, that's insane. Like, these dudes actually did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in real life.
That's a real story.
In real life, they were like, yeah, I'm gonna bet that the entire country's gonna go to shit. And I'm gonna make millions off of it. Damn. That's okay. I like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think those are our most likely to succeed nods. If I had to say so myself.
Yeah. Is there anyone that's likely to succeed in Wolf of Wall Street?
Actually, on the inverse, I think a lot of them are likely to end up in jail.
Or dead. I mean,
a few of them do end up dead. A lot of them end up in jail.
I don't know how Jordan Belfort isn't dead yet, honestly. With all the drugs that he's taking.
All the drugs in his system, that was a fucking nutty. That was a nutty man. But yeah, Jordan Belfort for sure most likely to end up in jail or dead.
Let's see. Okay. Everyone.
I mean, there are some obvious ones, and we always like to put down the guys who actually died. Everyone that isn't Django is a good one. They are likely to die at his hand.
Yeah. Let's see. In jail.
I was thinking like the Armitage family, since they do end up dead, and they should be going to jail.
It's better if they're dead.
Oh, better for them to be dead, to be sure.
Yeah, that's
sadly, Kaitek.
Is that a
Parasite dad?
God, how just for the spelling. That's so
K-I-
like
Taek.
I mean, he can't leave, or else that will happen. You know,
he will. If he leaves, he goes to jail. If he stays there, he will die.
No. God dang it, man.
See, and that's the thing about Parasite. There's nothing happy about the end of that movie, but goddamn is it good.
Fuck. Okay. Interstellar. No. Not really any there. I'd say Get Out, the Armitage family. Yeah, that's the only people, really. I think that's pretty good there. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Humankind.
Yeah, I mean, Dodge.
Humanity.
Landon.
Dodge
Landon ought to get murdered by a gorilla at some point.
I think
he does at some point in the movie.
Oh no, he definitely does. Yeah,
he definitely does.
Because that other guy runs in the room trying to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Yeah, doesn't he electrocute him? Doesn't Caesar like electrocute him to death?
And then he walks away and lets everyone else kill him.
Yeah. Hard as fuck. But yeah, I think that's a good slate of noms there for the most likely to end up in jail or dead. Let's pick out some Dream Blunt rotation characters, because this is that fun shit right there.
This is where it gets good. Okay. What's Colin's friend?
Colin and Miles.
Miles. Is it 2 L's or 1 L for Colin?
I think it's 2.
2 L's looks right.
It is 2.
I guess we'll separate them. We got a lot of, because we have to. That's right. We even separated Shaggy and Scooby, one of the most inseparable duos of all time.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, like the rule is separation.
Yeah.
This is just the way of things. I will need to smoke up with Sodam Park's character Ki-jung. I need her to be around. She's a badass. I think she would be a blast to be around. Hi. Pretty much nobody in Get Out besides maybe Rod Williams. I like Rod. I think I could be with Rod.
Okay. Yeah. We'll throw him in there.
I feel like after this experience, Chris might never be the same. Might need some.
What about Donnie Azoff? Is that more Nightmare or is that more?
See, there's a balance here, because I think Donnie Azoff would be fun as fuck to smoke weed with. But the thing about Donnie Azoff is that after they smoke the weed, he's going to be like, all right, now here's some fucking Quaaludes.
That's true.
And here's the crack. Somebody smoke some crack with me. Somebody smoke some crack with me. Yeah, Donnie Azoff, no other drugs is a good distinction. Donnie Azoff in general is a good nightmare fuel. I do think we have a few nightmare fuels for sure. As much as I love Caesar, he's an ape. You never know what might happen around an ape.
That's fair.
And I want to get even more specific with the Armitage family there. And I want to go Jeremy Armitage, the son of that family. He was an absolute nightmare human. They all were, obviously, but he seems the most likely to go, yeah, I'll smoke some weed with you, and then try to kill you.
Yeah, I'm throwing him up in, I guess he's already in Rose and Family. I guess he's already up there, but God, I forgot how much that guy sucked. Yeah, that dude sucked.
Yeah, he was painful. He was painful to watch. I'm gonna need Sebastian and Mia maybe in that Dream Blunt rotation. Perform us a couple songs, guys. Get up, sing, dance.
Fair.
Let's do this thing.
Straight up. Okay. Let's see. Big Short. Anyone in there?
I'd have no interest. Like, that's the thing. I don't think any of them are Dream Blunt rotation, but I do think Michael Burry might be Nightmare Blunt rotation.
Is it? Oh, is it Burry? I don't know.
Yeah, Burry. I think you had that right.
He would be tweaking. I don't know. I think he would. Yeah, he would. I'd be worried for him.
I do think we got to get a Matthew McConaughey character in here for the Dream Blunt rotation. But here's the thing. I don't think it's Cooper. I think it's Mark Hanna.
Dude, I completely forgot. How did I forget about that, like,
Mark Hanna, man.
I definitely want to smoke up with him more than
pretty
Cooper.
much anyone we have on this list.
Yeah, like,
like I need Mark Hanna in my life.
Just for that, man. I don't know, just to. Yeah.
I want to sit around a campfire with him smoking a blizzy and just being like, oh. That shit's hard.
Anyone in no, we got that. I think we've actually hit every movie. Inception.
Everyone that's worth hitting. That's the thing. We've been avoiding Inception like a fucking hot fire because there is no standout character in that movie.
I guess let me throw who does Margot Robbie play? Naomi? Any chance I can get to
be around Margot Robbie, it feels like a chance you can't pass up on.
Is there anyone else that's Nightmare? I feel like we're missing some.
Oh, we've got plenty of Nightmare fuel in here. If I do say so myself. Again, Calvin Candy. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare-worthy person to be around.
Does he spell candy with a K? Or was it?
He does spell. He spells both of them with the C.
Never mind.
But Candy is spelled Candie.
Huh. There we go. I think I had him somewhere up here. There we go. Now I can sleep at night. Okay. Yeah, he would suck. We got Jeremy Armitage here. I mean, there's a lot of other people in Get Out.
Yeah, but again, that's the thing is that I want to avoid putting the Armitage family for everything, but I wouldn't want to be around any of them. You know, like maybe another one that I would.
Coagula.
Yeah, the Coagula.
Like
oh yeah, the
whole
cult of the Coagula.
I don't know.
The whole goddamn place. That's the nightmare place.
Is it Limbo or the Coagula?
I would rather be in Limbo than around those people.
Dang. Okay, there we go. That would suck.
I would rather exist infinitely in a dream that I cannot escape from than being around that many people like that. And I mean that. I'm not even like...
I think they'll win the location and the people.
And being there.
And
I don't
there.
want any of them to be there.
Okay. I guess we have Caesar in there, but who was the big boy that Caesar recruited in the cage?
Oh yeah, that man. That man. I don't want to fuck with that guy.
I don't know. Caesar's scary. Caesar could be cool though. That's the thing. Caesar could.
Caesar could go either way here.
He could just kill you straight up. But big. I don't think is anyone Nightmare from La La Land.
I think that maybe J.K. Simmons' character.
Oh, the boss at the restaurant?
Yeah. He's just a little intense. Oh, you know what? Nah, Keith. John Legend's character. Fuck no. I don't want to smoke with him. I don't know. I don't have any interest. I feel like he's just going to talk my ear off about some shit I don't give a shit about. You know? I'm going to be like, dude, please shut the fuck up for a moment. I feel like we'd get smoking and he'd say some shit and I'd just be like, dude, now?
Okay. I think we got some.
I think we got a good selection here.
Yeah,
we got a good selection here.
Maybe some will hit in the future, or we'll say someone.
Yeah,
down
maybe
here
we come back around and we're like, yes, them.
The biggest simp now.
Oh wait, I got one more for Nightmare Blunt Rotation.
Let's hear it.
It is Officer Molina.
Oh,
from Blind Spotting.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be around that guy. And he's probably another candidate for best of being the worst. I didn't mean to. You sure about that?
That's all it took. That one little, you sure about that? And he was like, oh, damn, you're right.
Yeah, goddamn. But let's get into the biggest simp. Colin's got to be up there. For Val...
I think it's good to put who they're simping for, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true. Colin for Val is a massive simpery.
Cooper
for Flight.
That man loved Flight. Any way I don't know, the way he feels the drone, like whenever when he's like rubbing his hand or whatever. But okay, that was just kind of
Kevin for Dehai and Parasite, the guy who was the chick who he was tutoring.
What was her name? The daughter's name?
Dehai, Dahye.
That's true. And his friend was already going to ask her out whenever she went to university or whatever, but then he instantly was like, "No, I don't care. I'm going for it." He went all in.
Right.
Any
Brand for Doyle.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Across the galaxy, man. Across the galaxy.
That's fair. That's pretty big there. That is pretty big.
Jordan Belfort for Naomi.
Jordan Belfort for Quaaludes.
Jordan Belfort for Quaaludes. Jordan Belfort for drugs.
But I think Naomi is fitting, and we'll just say Naomi / drugs is fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Django. Ooh.
For Broomhilda, but
was that really simp, or that was just like I gotta get back?
He was simping. I think he was just kind of. I think he wasn't simping. I think he was pimping. You know what I'm saying? I think he was trying to get back.
Damn, that's the best. You couldn't have put it any better than that. Like, that's exactly how it went down. Damn,
simping or pimping.
Okay.
And then Cobb for Mal. In Inception.
Dude was trying to incept his own mind, maybe to get back with her, make things okay.
Yeah.
What was her name for
Mal?
Val and Mal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Colin for Val, Cobb for Mal.
I like. Okay. That's more Simps. The Simps have been increasing. Oh wait, the 70s were pretty big on Simps. 2 of them came from Star Wars, but the Simp
and as we've
numbers
refined the category and our award shows at large,
that's fair. True.
Jake Sully.
But it seems, I don't know, the data is conclusive to me that the simp numbers are growing.
The simp numbers are up for the 2010s.
If the trend is to be continued, we'd have to eliminate someone in the biggest simp category for the 2020s if we had a full decade of movies, which would be interesting, that there would be competition for the biggest simp in a decade. But hey,
I forgot we're definitely going to do the Master Awards for all these too and take the winners and pick our ultimate dream blunt rotations and shit.
Shoot. Oh, dude, the location is... picking the
hard.
Ultimate location. Okay, that's going to be sick. Okay.
But let's go on to best hair and worst hair.
Okay.
We've already got a nom there for best hair with Colin's hair straightened.
I think...
And might be a simultaneous nod there.
Giving him his normal hair too.
He's got some pretty pimp ass braids. Love the braids there.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Caesar. No, I don't know.
Caesar's got some beautiful hair.
Did any of the apes have like a hair? I don't know. They were all just regular.
Hey man, this is like a little classist because he was underground for 4 straight years, but that dude's hair was bad.
What was his name?
Junse, Geunse.
Yeah, that dude just didn't really have any way to clean it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's why I was like, man, that becomes like a class issue. It's not like the hygiene comes into play. He literally didn't have the means to wash his hair, therefore his hair fell out, and like that's sad. That just sucks. Let's see. Yeah, man. Oh, I feel like the Big Short's got some bad hair.
That's what I was thinking. I was just like, Mark Baum had some.
He had some aggressively mediocre hair.
Let's see.
Like I feel like it was like very obviously a wig. Like it was just very obviously not Steve Carell's hair. And therein it was not good.
Yeah. It just, or maybe that's what it was supposed to. He's just a Wall Street guy, so they just wanted to make it look like he just had a toupee on. Maybe that's what they were going for.
You know who's got a great head of hair? Donnie Azoff.
Ooh.
Those big ass curls.
So good. I think actually could have some good hair. Look at, I mean, for Ryan Gosling, we really don't like him that much, but hey, he's got some nice hair.
He's got some nice hair. He's got some undeniably nice hair.
I think we could.
Oh, give me Kristen Miliotti's Teresa for best hair. She's got that big hair, that big 80s ass hair. This shit right here.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot. That one is okay. That's
some great hair. That's some great hair.
That's gonna be tough to beat there. La La Land.
I love Kristen Miliotti, big hair.
Emma Stone. She just I don't know. I
she just had some. She got some pretty. I like her eyebrows in that movie. Like her facial hair in that movie, pretty solid because it's just her eyebrows.
Give her the nod.
Yeah, throw Mia's eyebrows on there for best hair.
Beautiful.
She got him done up right for that movie, for that role. But yeah, and then let's throw some noms at the best pair category here. This is where it gets fun. I think we got to have Jordan Belfort and Donnie Azoff. I think that's an easy duo. I think we got to have Mia and Sebastian, of course. Trying to think, Colin and Miles, of course. Maybe Django and Dr. King Schultz.
I like Schultz. What about in Interstellar? Would you say it's more of a Cooper Murph duo or like a?
I would say so because they work together across time, man.
Yeah. Okay. Time and Murph. Shit. Know. I mean, maybe it's just Murph in the universe.
Facts. No printer.
Let's see. Big Short. The two dudes who just happened to
Oh yeah, they're a great pair.
Nah, but
who the fuck are those guys? Trying to think, is there any pair in Blind Spotting that's sticking out? I don't think there's any like two that go together. It's more like the whole family kind of works as a unit, I don't think any two of them particularly stand out. I think this is kind of what we're rocking with. Maybe Caesar and one of his homie apes.
Caesar and homie ape. Okay.
Caesar and ape homie.
Let's see. Let's get an ape homie. Let's see who is. Let's see who his homie was.
We got a Buck.
Oh wait, shoot! It's not going to show the ape's face. How are we going to know who played him? How are we going to know which ape? We'll say the big fella.
Yeah, big fella, homie ape.
There we go. Feels right. I feel like, I don't know. Are we missing one? No?
I don't think we are. I was looking pretty hard. I think this is kind of what we're rocking with for the decade, and I think we just go back through and assign some winners. What do you say?
Let's do it, man. Here we go.
Let's do it. So, let's start up at the best at being the worst. Who is just the scummiest of scummy? And obviously, it just feels wrong for it to not be Calvin Candy. I want to put some respect on Leonardo DiCaprio for having two people in the best at being the worst category. That's pretty impressive. That's a feat that I don't think anyone has had so far.
Good
playing two separate characters. Now, I will say, Calvin Candy is right up there with the Armitage family. He's right up there with Officer Molina. And Officer Molina, yes, he belongs up there with them. I have no doubts of this.
But yeah, I think Calvin Candy takes the cake here, though. It's already bad being a slave owner, but then like making them fight to the death because it's like your hobby. I don't know, man.
There's just a lot of layers there. That's just like there is nothing redeeming there, and there's nothing redeeming about a lot of these characters. The Armitage family has nothing redeeming about them. Like it is certainly between Calvin Candy and the Armitage family and Rose Armitage. Calvin Candy might as well be their great great grandpa. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah, he was the one who thought of the coagula but didn't have the technology to get there. Yeah,
he conceived of the order of the coagula.
Nice. Yeah,
but Calvin Candy, I think that's an easy best to be in the worst. Dodge Landon sucks ass though.
Yeah, he does suck.
And what's crazy is Dr. Man is an easy last place here. Easy last place for best to be in the worst. He is the best of the best to be in the worst.
He did make the initial flight out there, which took balls, but then he was just a coward in the end. So
lost his mind a little bit, and one must, I would assume.
I mean, humans have a drive to survive, and that's just how he was going to survive. All the other people were
in their last moments. They see their children's faces.
Oh, fuck that. Oh, dude.
Listen to the sound of my voice.
Going from one space character that was awesome in The Martian to just the worst space character is if Leonardo played two shitty characters, so did Matt Damon.
Matt Damon?
Yeah, Matt Damon. Well, no, because never mind. The Martian was great. He was a great guy.
Martian was a great character, and I believe that came in 2015.
Yeah.
Whereas Interstellar came in 2014. So we had a couple nice space movies back-to-back years there. But
yeah, Calvin
no doubt. Best to be in the best. We got Caesar, Django, Rod Williams, and Murph. Who's our winner here?
I feel like Murph already wins the most likely to succeed here.
Yeah, so I was I was wanting to go away from Murph there.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair for most likely to succeed. It's literally
predestined, but not predestined.
Somehow, yeah, we don't know how it works necessarily, but it did. So kind of unfair there, but I mean. I had the most fun watching Django do his thing. Here's the thing. Django,
it's fun watching him kill racist fucks because he's Django.
Yeah, Caesar was he killed some shitty humans, but some of them just so happened. I don't know. It was just humans that died in the way. And that's not necessarily everyone was shitty, but Django only killed shitty people.
True.
And he just was way more badass while doing it, I feel.
Far and away the biggest badass of the decade, Django.
Yeah. Followed closely by Rod Williams, the TSA.
I mean,
God. Yeah.
TS motherfucking A.
Yeah. One of the goats.
We get shit done.
Now we only got 3, with the worst at being the best.
So yeah, these are just guys who are like, oh yeah, you were pretty solid, but man, you were fucking up somehow.
And Mark realized, though, that he was fucking up. And still was but...
Well, that's what's interesting about all 3 of these characters.
Brand
I think they all recognize...
they all
they all recognize the flaw in their ways, but went ahead and did it anyway. I'd say the one who fucked up the hardest, though, is Professor Brand. This man really fucked a lot of people. He was willing to just abandon hope.
Yeah, he's it's not going to happen. Let's just do it the easy way. Basically, it's he just gave up instantly. But there had to be a way. They found a way.
There's always a way.
Luckily, just would have been better if.
You know what found the way? Love, Tars.
Love. God, it just makes so much sense.
Best pair, Love and Tars.
Oh yeah, duh. I thought we forgot one of them, and that's the most important one. Love and Tars is kind of the yin and yang of our universe.
They go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, Okay.
Love Tars.
But yeah, I guess that Brand, yeah, no, I agree there. He doomed humanity.
He is the worst.
He made the decision to doom humanity, which is kind of like, well, I guess every human who was alive. But yeah,
fucking up.
Guess we got Donnie Azoff already winning class clown by default here.
By default, no other funny person in the decade. Donnie Azoff, the only funny person of the decade.
Ooh, Jordan Belfort's dad.
Rob Reiner's character
on sides or whatever. $28,000.
Yeah, dude. Who the fuck is calling at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday night? The Equalizer's on. Cheerio, mate. Yes, I can do that for you. He'd affect this weird British accent.
And he missed the part of the Equalizer in that little split second, apparently. He went back to TV, he's like, oh, I missed it.
God damn it.
But, I think Donnie Azoff, he still takes the cake, though.
Yeah, because even Donnie Azoff is willing to give him shit. You know, that is one of the funniest moments of the movie, was whenever he's like teasing him. He's like, "What, you think I don't know what TNA is? You think I don't know what TNA is?"
It's like TMA or whatever the correction was. Like, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it's totally what I said, or whatever. Like, whatever the acronym actually was, or I forgot. Like he was like $28,000. He's like, was it really necessary? And he's like, yeah, no, it was actually totally necessary. They were. Totally...
What did the sides? What did the
sides?
They
actually cured cancer. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. They actually cured cancer.
Though. They did cure cancer. They did that.
Man.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous fucking movie, man. I'm not gonna lie. The movie I'm coming away from this award show wanting to rewatch the most for some reason is The Wolf of Wall Street. That shit's so funny.
Oh yeah.
But let's go to most likely to succeed. We already kind of dubbed a winner here because it kind of keeps with the classic predestined sort of thing, as we've done with Sarah Connor,
Neo.
Kyle Reese, and John Connor. Neo, like these are all these predestined winners, along with Murph, who sets in motion a series of events that will lead to her succeeding. She is the most likely to succeed. As much as I want Kevin to succeed, he's definitely not the most likely.
Dang. Sad. It's sad to think. My headcanon is still. He learned.
He defies all odds.
Even though he laughs at every horrible thing that happens now because of his head trauma. That's a really weird like detail that I always forget. Is that like he's stuck?
Oh yeah, like he went to his sister's grave and laughed.
Yeah.
Like yeah, that was a rough one.
But yeah, me and Sebastian's even more. I mean, it's
I mean, like if you want to go headcanon there. I don't know. One day, Mia's flame burns out, and they're like, you know what? Hit me up. Let's see. Like if you watched How I Met Your Mother.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
I need to. I need to though.
Well, I won't ruin that for you because I was going to ruin it for you. But yeah, something like that with me and Sebastian. Maybe something there. But yeah, Michael Burry. I mean, like we know he succeeded.
He read the numbers.
It was real life.
Yeah, dude,
he did succeed.
Dude just read the numbers, and was a smart man. But Murph, Murph is on a different level.
No,
Murph's on a different level. She's got love behind her.
Love Tars. Love. Parental love. Tars. Father-daughter love. Tars.
Beautiful. Now we got the opposite here. We got the opposite. Who is the least likely to succeed in that way, end up in jail or dead?
For me, I think I gotta go Jordan Belfort. Like, given the actions that he takes, it is A, a miracle that he is not dead, and B, a miracle that he is not still in jail.
That's true. You know, he just ratted out everyone and just was let go.
That's the thing. If we're going by the logic of literally most likely.
That's true. He should be both.
He should be both. I mean, everyone that isn't Django, it wasn't likely that Django was going to come fuck around and do that.
True.
The Armitage family has white privilege on their side. They had the whole Order of the Coagula thing going on. It was not likely that they were to be taken down anytime soon, and thus this happens. Kai-Tak, I mean, yeah, if he were to come upstairs, he'd probably go to jail. But if he doesn't go upstairs, he'll live as long as he can. And it won't be a happy life, but he will be alive. Now, Dodge Landon,
I guess
that was
he
the other
literally died, though, but I think Jordan Belfort I guess Jordan Belfort wins on both fronts. He's in jail and dead, while Dodge Landon is just dead.
Yeah, right.
Good logic.
Like, Jordan Belfort took the most. Like, Dodge Landon, he didn't take action that he knew could kill him.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah.
Jordan Belfort did a lot of shit where it was like, yeah, I could have died that night. It's a miracle I'm not dead.
That's insane. Driving home on, like, almost ODing on
It was a
Quaaludes.
miracle. I didn't hit a single fucking thing. Not a scratch on the car. Nothing wrong. Nah, it's not exactly how it happened. He hit every single thing he possibly could have.
You think he actually thought that he was driving well?
I got to imagine that was like a liberty taken with the creative choices to make it funny. I can't imagine he was just like, didn't feel a fucking thing. Just drove all the way home. Like,
wow.
Because I can't fathom that being a real thing at all, unless he was just like, you got to be. I guess he did take like 14 expired Quaaludes that weren't expired. They just had a late ticker, you know?
What? Wow. That's how did
But if you fight the urge to fall asleep for 15 minutes, you get a pretty kick-ass high out of it.
Dang. Yeah. No, the more we talk about it, the more it's Jordan Belfort there.
Yeah, that guy should be dead.
I guess we've already
certainly should still be in jail.
For our Dream Blunt, we've already put down Cooper Station / the Fifth Dimension as the transportation / location. Is there anything we've missed though that we've overlooked?
I don't believe so. I think that is the if I had to like come up with something else, it would be that one guy's Uber and blind spotting. I like that. I like that car. I think that'd be a fun one to smoke up in. But
sick.
Even so, I would like to smoke up on Cooper Station in the Fifth Dimension if I had the opportunity.
Fair. Now we pick 3 here.
Yeah. So let's lay it out for the people here. In previous decades, in the 70s, we elected to smoke up with Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Don Vito Corleone on board the Millennium Falcon. In the 80s, we elected to smoke up with Indiana Jones, John Keating, and Totoro on board Catbus. In the 90s, we elected to smoke up with Ace Ventura, Morpheus, and Jules Winfield on the back of a Brachiosaurus. In the aughts, we elected to smoke up with Shaggy and Scooby, along with Snoop Dogg, while we are driving along in the Mystery Machine on the planet Pandora before the home tree destruction and war.
Very specific there.
I mean, there's no other way to put it though. Like, is there anywhere else you'd rather smoke than the Mystery Machine on Pandora pre home tree destruction and war?
No, that's the first thing I thought of when I thought of the 2000s.
And you know what? Following that logic, maybe we can drive that dude's Uber on Cooper Station in the Fifth Dimension. I think these are all possibilities. But the Uber from motherfucker, is this an Uber?
There we go.
Uber from blind spotting aboard Cooper Station in the Fifth Dimension. No better way to put it there, folks. But yeah, so of our options for the Dream Blunt rotation, we got Colin and Miles from Blind Spotting, Ki Jung from Parasite, Donnie Azoff, if he doesn't have any other drugs on his person, from The Wolf of Wall Street, Rod Williams, TSA God, Sebastian and Mia, Mark Hanna, and Naomi from The Wolf of Wall Street. So we got 3 Wolf of Wall Street, 2 Blind Spotting, 2 La La Land, 1 Get Out, and 1 Parasite. All right, so what's crazy about this is my first easy choice is Mark Hanna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have no doubts that Mark Hanna is going to be there.
Got to. Hey.
You know, Murph will be laying there dying like dad, and he'll be like,
You guys jerked off twice today yet? You know, are you getting your numbers up?
Once after breakfast and once on my lunch break. There's so much going on, swirling around in that dome, you got to put it somewhere.
Bring me a martini, 2 olives, extra dry, and then the next 5 minutes and 30 seconds, bring me another one. And the next 5, another. You know, like, oh, dude was...
You know what the fuel is here? Cocaine.
Okay. That's good. Is there...
Nah, yeah. I
feel like Donnie Azoff...
See, and that's what's kind of crazy, is that, like, I don't want them to bring other drugs, but if we're just going to be here for, like, one day...
This is a dream.
On the Uber from Blind Spotting aboard Cooper Station in the 5th Dimension? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I do want Donnie Azoff, Mark Hanna, and Leonard and Jordan Belfort to just really fuck me up one day with the drugs. You know what? If Donnie Azoff brings Quaaludes, who am I to be like, no? You know?
Yeah, I know my limits still. You know, I'm not
yeah,
gonna.
That's the thing. It's not like if Donnie Azoff's like, smoke some crack with me, bro. Smoke some crack with me. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm good. Go ask Mark. He's probably down.
Yeah,
but I think he's got to be there. I think ultimately I got to have Donnie Azoff involved. Now, here's the other thing. Now, though, is that I feel like Rod Williams and Colin would now be off put by the fact that we have these 2 crazy motherfucking white men with us.
That's true. Dang it!
I think we can have. And here's the thing. I think if Donnie Azoff's on the table, Rod Williams and Colin are automatically off the table. You know, like, they don't want to be around Donnie Azoff. Mark Hanna, I think we could get away with. Now, that's the question. Would Colin be the third there?
I think so. That's who I highlighted. Was Colin initially. My 4th would have been, I think, Rod Williams. But I think now our 3 and 4 are by default out because of our 1 and 2. But is that fair? Is that fair to Colin? And Rod
here's
Williams?
my thing. We also have that part of the movie where Colin straight up... he was on probation still, I think. Or maybe it was the day he got off probation. But he straight up turns down weed from Miles.
True.
Miles offers him some weed, and he's like, you want to smoke up? And he's like, nah, man, I'm good.
And do you really think a TSA agent would even want to? Do you think he'd probably be like a narc about it? He'd probably take...
Rod Williams might be a narc about it.
Or maybe he's the hookup because they probably confiscate so much every day for people trying to sneak it on planes.
I'm not going to lie to you. Let me follow this line of thought with me for a moment. Okay, Donnie Azoff and Mark Hanna bring just mounds of cocaine, right? Like, obviously, they're Mark Hanna and Donnie Azoff. I feel like they could really get the most out of Sebastian. Like, I think that if, like, if we're all together and Sebastian's like, yeah, I've got my fucking piano, let's really do this shit. And they just go ahead and give him like a bump of coke. Sebastian's set, you know, like he is having the time of his life playing that piano for us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we have the most to gain. I feel like we have the most to gain if Sebastian is fucked up there with us.
Ooh. I like this line of thought. Because let's see who else is remaining. I don't think Mia wants to be in company with Donnie and Mark.
No, that's an instant. I'm sorry, I can't be there.
And Naomi, it's too Wolf of Wall Street heavy. That's only
we can't go 3 Wolf of Wall Street characters. No, no.
Rod and Colin, we've already talked about. Mia,
and I think Rod, Colin, and Ki Jung all have the same problem. Being around these crazy white men.
Fair. Miles?
Now, and then if you add Miles into it, you've got one more crazy white man. And I can't have that. You know, I can only take so many crazy white men. That's why Sebastian is that happy medium.
Wow.
He's not crazy.
Would you look at that? But that's not how I thought it would turn out.
That's definitely not how I thought it would shake out. So yeah, we got
Donnie bringing.
We'll
the
come back to
Quaaludes.
it. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Let's do the Nightmare Blunt rotation, and then we'll revisit it. All right. So Nightmare Blunt rotation. The options here. Let's go back over the previous decades. In the 70s, we were smoking. We do not want to be. This is the ultimate least optimal situation for us to be in. Travis Bickle, Darth Vader, and the shark from Jaws in Travis Bickle's taxi, which implies Travis Bickle has to be driving it. Yeah, that's a nightmare scenario.
Death.
The 80s, we've got basically just being in The Shining. The twins from The Shining, the lady in the bathtub from The Shining, everyone else in The Shining, inside the Shining Hotel, that's a nightmare. We're good. Don't need that.
Maybe to be fair, we just do one of those. To give it because basically if we just do The Shining, because that's basically what it is. Like The Shining is just one, and then we can include Neil's dad and the aliens.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because I definitely wouldn't want to be fucking with. Yeah, all right, I like this. So the 80s is now everyone in The Shining, Neil's dad, and the mother alien from Aliens inside the Shining Hotel. That is a nightmare. Don't want to be there. Our 90s Nightmare Blunt rotation was John Doe, the serial killer from Seven, Agent Smith from The Matrix, and Tommy DeVito from Goodfellas. And we are riding on the backs of velociraptors side by side. And that is the ultimate nightmare scenario. And the aughts, the nightmare scenario is Scrappy Doo. I don't even know how we got to this conclusion.
Because at the top, he was the best at being the worst, and it was death by punt. And we were punting him off of a bridge, and he happened to land ass first on Vader's saber off of the bridge. Is how we landed. That's how we decided Scrappy.
But here's my
die.
thing. My thing is like, how did Vader get involved at all? That's the funniest shit to me. I had to have been a little high when we were doing this one. Scrappy Doo post punt lands ass first on Vader's saber. Prakash from Slumdog Millionaire and Colonel Miles Quaritch. And we are on the Well of Souls on Spooky Island riding a Taruk from Avatar.
Taruk, the big dude who hates everyone unless you're one of the people that can bond with them. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
It's a nightmare scenario.
But now we are in and with the coagula.
Our nightmare scenario is that we are at the Order of Coagula. They're all there.
No, because you said you would rather not be in the coagula than the limbo.
I would
but
rather
also the sunken place. What about the sunken place? Because it's kind of both. You see it still happening, and you're trapped and can't do anything about it.
Yeah. The sunken place is the night. Like that's a combination of Limbo and the Order of Coagula.
Yeah,
where nothing good is happening. The sunken place is the nightmare place. I can't believe we didn't think of that earlier. But yeah, so Nightmare Blunt rotation options are Donnie Azoff once again. He is in the Dream Blunt rotation also.
I think we've changed our mind on Donnie Azoff.
I came around on him completely.
I think we don't erase him. We just give him a little line through to just know that he was there at first.
He was there,
but then we were like, no, actually, no.
It's like Shawshank Redemption where they carved. It's like Donnie Azoff was here.
Yeah. Nice.
So was Red. But Jeremy Armitage, definitely among the worst of the worst. Caesar, who I'm not fully confident is going to end up in this with the trash ass people we've got going on here. Michael Burry, Calvin Candy, The Order of the Coagula, Keith from La La Land, and Officer Molina. So here's the thing. I think that there are two very obvious candidates, Jeremy Armitage and Calvin Candy. Absolutely not. I don't want to be anywhere near them. I feel like with the inclusion of Jeremy Armitage, we've eliminated the Coagula. Like, like it's just kind of like he's the stand-in for the whole motherfucking order. Fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, being around one of them is enough for me to go, yeah, I don't want to be here.
Is it bullying to consider Michael Burry inside of our night? Is it mean to consider him a nightmare?
Here's my thing. It might be ableist
because he would just blare his heavy metal music.
Dude, heavy metal in the sunken place is a nightmare. But here's the thing too. If Keith wanted to come talk to me in the sunken place about whatever the fuck he's got going on, I'm absolutely not there.
I love how much you're just fucking shitting on John Legend. Just like, yeah, we got to put him in there. I just no, yeah, that's amazing.
And I worry for him.
Yeah. I mean, we are
being there with Jeremy Armitage and Calvin Candy.
So
I almost want to go with Michael Burry. Too. Yeah, like I almost want to go with Michael Burry to spare Keith, but I can't do that. I have to go with what would be the worst possible scenario for me.
Yeah, okay.
I can't consider others' feelings here.
Okay.
Sorry, Keith. I got to worry about me.
Yeah. Is there
like I'm like I'm so damn. Oh shit!
Damn.
Like I'm Ki Jung. We're the ones who need help. I ain't worried about nobody else. Yeah, I can't be with Keith or Calvin Candy or Jeremy Armitage.
What's the worst situation that we've created so far? Like, which decade has the absolute worst?
I think it's got to be the 80s. I think The Shining, The Aliens, that's enough. And then you throw Neil's dad into the mix, and it's like, man, now I just got someone shitting on my just general being. I won't lie to you, though. The 90s isn't happy.
It's not happy. Serial killer, Agent Smith, that's just going to fucking tell you that you're
Tommy
a parasite.
DeVito, who could fly off the handle at any fucking moment.
Never know what's going to happen there. And we're on.
I will tell you, now let me ask you, which one would you like to be in the most?
Of the Nightmare?
Yeah. Which one is I think it's got to be the 70s, because then at least I'm with Darth Vader.
At least I'd probably get killed by Darth Vader. Or just get to hang out with Darth Vader. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and a shark, that's pretty cool.
True. Well, I'm either going to die by Travis crashing the taxi, or going AWOL, or by Darth Vader just being Darth Vader, or Jaws is just going to eat me. Yeah, I guess that one, it's probably just the easiest. But if I do survive, then it's like, that's one hell of an experience. That's one story you could.
The anecdotal value that would carry would be would be great.
Insane story, yeah, to be told there.
But yeah, with that, our Nightmare Blunt rotation was Jeremy Armitage, Calvin Candy, and Keith in the sunken place. None of that sounds good to me.
A slave owner, basically a modern day slave owner, and John Legend.
It's his modern jazz shit. Like, I'm just imagining us being like the sunken place, and he's like, we can start a fire. I don't know.
I love it.
He'd be like, you thought that was good, right? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. It goes up, John. Leave me alone.
No, I love it. It's perfect. It's just, it's beautiful. These seem always just to work out great.
They just always come together. And then our Dream Blunt rotation is Mark Hanna, Donnie Azoff, and Sebastian. And you know Mark Hanna brought the Coke, Donnie Azoff brought the Quaaludes, and we are in the Uber from Blind Spotting on board Cooper Station within the fifth dimension.
Damn. Now that.
Nothing but dubs there. Nothing but dubs there.
That is a dub. This might be the biggest dub. Ooh, what's the biggest dub?
Oh, in the Dream Blunt rotations? Let's save that. Let's save that
true.
for the
the
Master
Master
Awards.
That's what we'll be doing. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Okay. Who's the biggest simp? Is it just Brand for going across the universe?
I think it almost certainly has to be. Let's lay out the noms though.
Sure.
Colin for Val in Blind Spotting, Cooper for Flight and Interstellar, Kevin for Dayhigh in Parasite, Brand for Doyle in Interstellar, Jordan Belfort for Naomi / Drugs, Cobb for Mal, and Tars for Love. Love Tars. Love Tars.
It's got to be everywhere.
That's the key. But yeah, it's Brand for Doyle. She is the founding premise of Love Tars.
True. Dang,
like she crossed the universe to try and get to Doyle.
She went through a wormhole, slungshot around a black hole to maybe meet her love again. That's in risk.
She ended up being right.
Damn true. Damn. It was love. And guess who's going to find her? Her new love. How would that work? Oh, is that gonna... Oh. He's gonna show up.
Well, you know, I think Brand and Cooper had there was some love in their relationship, but I don't think it was romantic necessarily. I think it was more of
we are going through this insane experience together. Exactly. Fair. That's fair.
Shared trauma.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty. Well, who's she joining? I guess with the previous simps.
Yes, the biggest simps previously. Kurt in American Graffiti followed a girl the entire evening in American Graffiti. In the 80s, Knox Overstreet, who was just the biggest simp potentially of all time. In the 90s, never mind, it is Lloyd Christmas, who goes to Aspen, not knowing this woman's name, having spoke to her once, thinking there is a real connection. In the aughts, it is Jake Sully, who abandons his human form to join the Na'vi, and there is some interesting, things we could discuss there. Aliens, and we did discuss it on our Avatar episode about how that hasn't aged the best.
It doesn't work in
changing species.
Any other situation. From human to alien, it does not work in any other way. Like, if it's same...
It's the only way it was possible.
Yeah. Insane that, like, I just never thought about that before. Like, I was just like, oh yeah, he's in a blue body now. Cool, you know? Like...
yeah, Avatar's a real white savior-ass story there, though. Dang. Like, it's hard. But yeah, and then Brand for Doyle. Brand's the biggest simp of the 10s, which is not an easy feat. Shout out to Anne Hathaway. But let's go on to best and worst hair.
Mm-hmm.
Best hair, we've got Colin with his hair straightened, Colin with his braids, Donnie Azoff with his beautiful curls, Teresa with her beautiful big hair, and Mia's eyebrows in La La Land. I say if you took Mia's eyebrows from La La Land and Teresa's big hair, you might have the perfect head of hair.
Whoa.
Might be able to slap a co-winner on this one.
Get a little Photoshop job going here. I think this is a possibility. But yeah, that wins. I mean, we need the hair. It's Teresa's hair, but Mia's eyebrows.
Mia's eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no overlap there, you know?
Yeah, that's...
All's fair.
Yeah. That works for me. I mean, I think the girls take the cake here. On here. Colin.
Yeah, I mean, Donnie Azoff and Colin have great hair, but I mean, Teresa's hair just washes all of it.
Yeah.
And Mia's eyebrows are superior. And worst hair, I'm going to go Mark Baum just because I feel weird about giving it to Junsei.
Yeah.
I feel like Mark Baum deserves it. That's a terrible wig.
The good hair before.
But yeah,
Yeah, Leia. I mean, obviously.
Leia did have some kick-ass hair. Sarah Connor with some amazing hair in the 80s. Ace Ventura with potentially the greatest head of hair of all time in the 90s. Pai Mei and Kill Bill
Nice.
for best hair in the aughts, and now Teresa for the 10s. Worst hair, Travis Bickle, easy. In the 70s. In the 80s, Allison from The Breakfast Club. It's pretty rough. A lot of dandruff in there. In the 90s, also Ace Ventura. Pretty terrible head of hair while being awesome. In the aughts, it was Costello from The Departed. That was Jack Nicholson's character, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty bad. And then Mark Baum in the 10s. Let's top the show off with the best pair of the decade. Now this is going to be a trend breaker. Now let me tell you why. The movie of the decade in the 70s, Star Wars. Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa win Best Pair. In the 80s, Indiana Jones and Ravenwood win Best Pair. It also wins Movie of the Decade for Raiders of the Lost Ark. In the 90s, Red and Andy Dufresne, Best Pair. Shawshank Redemption wins Best Movie of the Decade. In the aughts, Jamal and Latika get Best Pair. Best Movie goes to Slumdog Millionaire. In the 10s, we do not have a nom for Parasite. And it is already Movie of the Decade. There's no way to avoid it, though. We came to this conclusion.
Oh, no. And there's no pair in that movie, really.
That really sticks out, you know? Like, maybe the housekeeper and the dude living under the house.
Yeah, but not.
Nah, no. Definitely not the best.
Love and Tars, but, I mean,
Yeah, so our noms are Jordan Belfort and Donnie Azoff, Mia and Sebastian, Colin and Miles, Django and Dr. King Schultz, Cooper and Murph, Caesar and the big homie Ape. I got an easy winner here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's the whole movie.
It's Mia and Sebastian, man. We're keeping in pace with that Jamal and Latika, but inversing it, you know? They got together at the end of the movie. Mia and Sebastian sadly fall apart, but
I mean,
it's what needed to happen.
You know, Parasite won Best Direction and Writing, and then in turn won Movie of the Decade. But the other movie that was in talks of Best Direction, La La Land, and we mentioned it with Writing as well. You know, it was kind of the third to.
It was right there. I think it was my second choice for Movie of the Decade for me personally.
Yeah, there we go. So it breaks the trend, but only because we just had a really, really good movie.
Only because Parasite was that good.
The best pair is just Parasite. The movie itself. Class, the rich and the poor. The
best pair.
Well, I guess that isn't
best
a really good pair, the rich and the poor. I guess.
No, it's kind of sad, actually.
So maybe.
No, but the best pair is Parasite.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I'm going to have any pair, it's going to be a pair of sight.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. But wow, yeah, trend breaker. That is crazy.
Hey, it had to happen at some point. There was no way it was going to hold up all the way through, and I'm glad it didn't. It means that it wasn't a fluke, you know. It wasn't that we made it happen, you know. Like if it had the best pair, it happened to have the best movie of the decade. This time, that proves to not be the case, and I dig that.
Yeah.
But that's our last award, with me and Sebastian taking the cake for the best pair of the decade.
Wow.
And with that, we conclude the 2010s. The next time we do an award show, it'll be for every decade we have done, putting all the winners against all the winners and only having the goodies left for you. And we'll do a 2020s awards probably on patreon.com/CoroBloom. Just a little mini one, since we'll only have 3 movies as options. Pick some winners, and then we'll just go ahead and put those winners into the award show for the overall decades awards.
Yes, sir.
But yes, this Friday, 52-year journey through film continues with 2020's Nomadland. Directed by Chloe Zhao.
gonna be a tough one to watch. I've heard from you, but I'm ready for it.
I've heard. I have also heard it is quite sad. Quite sad. So looking forward to that. But I can tell you for sure that December will not end on a low note, as we will also have Tick Tick Boom and Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Everything Everywhere All at Once. I can't think of a way that is better to end this project. I'm so excited for that. We're only 3 movies away, man. We are almost done.
Man, crazy. Crazy
shit, bruh. Crazy shit. But with that, we conclude the 2010's Penny Bloom Film Awards. It was I, Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It is always a pleasure.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And as I mentioned prior, please head to patreon.com/CoroBloom, where you'll find over 40 hours of exclusive content. I'm always posting up some new comic book reviews, some movie reviews, some book reviews, all that shit. And it's always exclusive to patreon.com/CoroBloom. All it will cost you is a cheap $3 per month. It helps me put this podcast on, as I don't make any money off of it, and it costs money to make. So be a huge help over there. Head to Twitter, follow at PennyBloomPod, follow on Instagram at PennyBloomPodcast. Remember, peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Parasite.